Hey guys, it's John here and welcome to the VIP Traffic Fusion Bootcamp. So before we get started, let me just ask, can you all hear me okay? Can you all hear me okay? So we'll wait a couple of more minutes to get started. I just want to make sure we've still got people coming on board. There should be well over 100 people on the call today. And I want to just make sure you can all hear me. So let me find my question box. Awesome. Great. So I'm in Queensland. I'm in a place called the Gold Coast. So any of you ever been to Australia? That's a beautiful part of the country. So guys, tell me where you're from. Which part of the country? So we've got Tuscan, AZ, Portland, Oregon, New York, UK, Washington. Wow, so in the UK it's getting pretty late there now, Arthur. So New Jersey, Tampa, Taiwan. Hey, Matt from Taiwan. So Ed, Gold Coast is brilliant, mate. Yes, I love it too. I was originally from Perth, so I stayed in Perth for about nearly 11 years and moved over about 6 months ago. So it's fantastic. So hello to everyone, Tony, Matt, Jean, Pet Ed, John, Dave, Arthur. There's quite a few people still joining us on the call. So tell me what time it is in your part of the world. And for me, it's 10 a.m. in the morning, and a beautiful morning is too. So midnight, 4 p.m., 7 p.m., 2 a.m. Well done, Pat. Pat, that's brilliant. Stay with us. Don't fall asleep. Okay, we've got lots and lots going on. Okay, so some late ones there. So 4 p.m. in Vancouver, 11 a.m. Steve, nice. 6 p.m. John, awesome. So that's great, guys. So I'm just going to switch my recording on so we don't miss anything. And let's get into it. So just the first question is, who has a niche picked out? Who has a solid niche either they're thinking of going into, and who is making money in a niche? Tell me, what sort of niches are you in? Let me know so I can see. Now, me and Brad, we're in all sorts of fantastic niches. T-shirts, as you guys know already. We're in weight loss, we're in superfoods, we're in baby accessories, we're in washing machine parts, we're in jewelry, we're in, wow, we're in loads. So you guys tell me some of the niches you're in. So someone's in backup online solutions, great. Travel, awesome. Health and fitness, brilliant niche, that one. Sports, what sports are you in, Hash? What sports? So Matt wants to do affiliate stuff, you know. Adam's in business loans, selling SaaS. Yeah, that's a great one. Software. So anyone who doesn't know what SaaS is, it's software as a service. So you sell it on a kind of subscription. So we've got roofing contractors, baby stuff as well. Great. Personal development, babies and mummies. Awesome. American football. Brilliant. And a few others in different, like NASCAR and other areas. That's great, guys. I appreciate you sharing that. So yes, Tony, Michelle. I'm going to be mentioning Michelle in a second. So if we get into it, so a few more answers coming in. Babies, moms, and dogs. Lucretia, hello. Glad to see you here. So nursing, plastic surgery is another one. Jewelry is another one. So some fantastic niches, guys. All right, so let's get into it, yeah? So you can all hear me and see me okay. You can see this mind map I've got on my screen, yes? Which mind map software am I using? MindNode Pro for the Mac. MindNode Pro. So it's a pretty awesome one. I will give you guys the PDF. We'll send it out to you today of the mind map, and I'll expand it so you know exactly what we're going to be doing over the next 6 to 7 weeks. And it is 7 weeks. We've got 6 modules of training, and there is going to be a bonus module as well. Okay, so I'll keep that under wraps for now, but it will be coming your way. So the mind map will be shared with you in a PDF document today. I'll get that over you to today, and we will be getting the this is recorded. I'm using 2 platforms to record it because I know GoToWebinar is a bit flaky at times, so so we are recording it. So if you do have to jump off, or you know, the baby starts crying in the background, you can run off. Rest assured that we are recording. Okay, so first things first. All right, so I'm just going to quickly go through essentially what we're going to be covering over the next few weeks. Okay, so today really is all about niche research. Okay, niche research. So essentially we're going to go into what it is. I'm going to go through, you know, how you actually look at a niche and find it is actually viable. You know, there are indications that you can look at, you know, metrics and, you know, statistical information, historical information, so you can see whether or not a niche is going to be profitable. Get my words out. So then we're going to go into things like insights, you know, more about the avatar. We're going to look at your competition, how you spy on them, how you work out what they're doing and how they're spending money, and if they're spending money in specific products or services. Then we're going to look at a bit into the audience insights of your competitors as well. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to discuss email. So if you're already operating in a niche and you have an email, I'm going to show you how you get some audience insights into, say, your buyer list, okay, because that will give you a big head start. Okay, and then we're going to look at, you know, monetization, you know, what sorts of products and services you should be looking to offer, you know, and it's very important that you understand what the products are you're going to offer, or what the services are you're going to offer, because you need to basically product and package them in a way that you can then detail in your marketing message. And we will be getting into the crux of marketing and marketplace sophistication and all that sort of stuff. So we will be covering that as we go through the next 6 weeks. Okay, so this is a live boot camp, guys. So basically when we get to the question section, if you guys aren't quite getting it, I'm going to open up the mic, I'm going to speak to you, and we're going to go through it. But one thing I might add before we actually get into this stuff, you guys know about the VIP Fusion support community, right? If anyone isn't actually in there now, you guys get access to that community for the duration of your training. So go on over to Facebook, go to facebook.com/groups/VIP Fusion, or you can type in VIP Fusion community in there and then request to join, okay, because we will be posting a lot of information for you in there relating to all the questions you raise. So I'm leaving no man or woman behind on this training. If you get stuck, you ask questions in that VIP community. Other members will pipe in and help you, and me and Brad and Michelle and Mark and Nick and all the rest of the team are going to help you, okay? No man or woman left behind. So the other thing I want you to do is when you join that group, there's a lady called Michelle McKay. Has anybody had contact with Michelle already? Give me a big yes if you've had contact with Michelle already. Because if you have, that's great. She is the accountability coach, okay? She is there to help you, to steer you in the right direction. She will be the person that basically beats you with a stick until you get this stuff implemented. And while we're on the subject of implementation, guys, this is an action, a doers and implementation course, okay? It is an implementation course. Nothing's going to happen unless you apply what we teach you. Okay, so Misha is the accountability coach, so join the group if you're not in there. Hit Misha up straight away. She'll give you access to her diary and you can schedule your first meeting with her. Okay, I don't know if she's on the call or not. I can't see her. She should be here, but I do know she's got lots and lots of calls with people already scheduled in, so she may be talking to people as we speak. So join the VIP Fusion community and get scheduled in to speak to Michelle. Okay, beautiful. So back to it. So yeah, we're going to go through niche research. We're going to look at the viability of, you know, how you work out if a given niche idea or product or service or is basically viable. Viable meaning, you know, why would you want to go into it unless you can make money? Okay, then we're going to look at insights, Facebook insights of how we take things like your email list, import your buyer email list, and how you can look to see what the audience is behind your email so that you can work out who your true avatar is. Now we talk about avatars a lot, okay, and when you piece together your marketing, your collateral, your marketing information, you know, it might be your ads, it might be your lead generation type pieces, i.e. it might be a PDF document that teaches people how to do stuff, or it might be an educational document. These are marketing collateral, right? So, and you have to actually know who your avatar is in order to put this marketing material in front of them. So it's very important that we're going to, you know, drill down and cover that today. We're also going to look at your competitors, okay, because you can learn a lot from your competitors. One, what they're doing wrong, and two, what they're doing right, and you'll be able to reverse engineer what these competitors of yours are doing. Not in a way that we want to copy them. We never copy anyone's marketing message, because imagine this, you look at your competition and they're doing okay and you copy their material, and two things can happen. You could be copying something that's not working, okay, and therefore yours isn't going to work, or two, they're going to hit you up with a lawsuit of some description because obviously you're stealing their IP, okay. I'll just give you a bit of background on this. Years and years and years ago, when I was in the fitness niche, I owned 2 personal training studios, and not long after to buying the first one, about 3 months in, I got hit with a lawyer letter saying I was copying marketing information, and I was like, what? I'm not copying anything. What's going on? So anyway, you know, I had to then get lawyers involved, and it turns out I was using the same color purple in my branding. And that's all it was. These guys went after me because they saw me as a major threat, and because they were bigger than me, they decided to slap this thing on me. So in the end, after lots of lawyer meetings and going through that process and spending about, I don't know, it must have been about $15,000, they dropped it. I was like, well, that's great, you've dropped it, you know, at the end of the day you're going to try and get me over using the same color in some of my marketing, which is complete BS. But the truth is, you know, they got me to spend $15,000 for nothing, and you don't want to have that hassle, guys. So never ever copy anything, okay? It's just not worth it. Essentially what you want to do is you're going to look at your competitors to see the gap in the market. That's essentially why you do this. See the gap in the market. You come up with a better hook, you know, a better hook, which is like how you grab people's attention. You come up with a better promise for what your marketing is going to deliver to these people, so they actually get, you know, interested in what you have to offer, and then you educate these people through your marketing, okay, and you get them to take, you know, take action and actually follow up in some way. So that's essentially why we're looking at competitors, why we're reverse engineering stuff, and why we're going to then drill in and find out, you know, who their audience is, because you can target their audience, which is great. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you only find 1,000 people in that audience, it's still an audience that you can target that you never knew about before. Okay, so we're going to go through that, and then like I said, we're going to get into the monetization side of it, you know, your products and services, how you fulfill certain products if you don't want to hold stock, you know. If you're going to do this and actually start a store in some way, you know, you don't want to be starting off actually, you know, buying hundreds and hundreds of different products for, say, China, and then, you know, warehousing. You don't want to go down that road until you've established that you have a massive hungry market, okay? Because then you will need to get into something like that, you know, where you might fulfill from other countries, and we'll get into a bit of that as well. So we're going to discuss, obviously, if you want to start off as an affiliate and sell someone else's products, because that's another way to get into this. And then we're going to discuss the arbitrage method, where how do we actually find products to maybe start testing. And I say start testing because, you know, you don't want to go off and run buy hundreds of different products, you know, until you've tested the market. And that's one of the things we will be covering. So that's essentially what we're going to cover today. There's a lot to cover. So let's go and let's have a look at what we're going to cover in Target Sniper. So that's the very next module. So what we're going to do with the information that we've gathered from our niche research, we're going to get into more into intelligence mode. We're going to dig right into the audience insights. We're actually going to start finding your hungry crowd, okay? We're going to go through the seed method, as I call it, but we're going to drill a lot deeper. And guys, we're going to do this together. You have to be on your computer watching me, and I'm going to show you how to do stuff. And then you need to do it. You need to do it with your particular, you know, niche. You're going to have to drill in, and then you're going to have to come back to me and say, John, I found it. I can drill in deeper and go through that process. Or John, I'm stuck, and I will actually start talking to you. Okay, so we'll go through the seed method. We're going to go and drill in all the way in to find your hungry crowd, okay? And then at the end of it, we're going to come up with what we call the content master plan. So how you basically create content, you know, one from a point of view of start building a fan page, and two, maybe a blog, okay? But more importantly, how we use that content in ads, how we know what type of information to put in the ads, you know, what is currently going viral, you know, what are the content that's being consumed by your ideal audience, okay? Because once you understand that, you can start putting together content in the same way, but you know it's going to actually have engagement, it's going to actually have more interest, okay? So that's really where the content master plan comes into play. So we're going to show you through all that. So that's the very next module. So once we get into the next module, we're going to start to teach you how you basically be an email sniper. So, and guys, the money in this business is in your assets, the assets that you build. And obviously list building and building a list is extremely important, okay, because that is a major asset within your business. So say in 2, 3, 4 years time you have a 5,000 buyer list or a 100,000 buyer list. That's what people will be buying, okay? So yeah, you might have a nice website, yeah, you might have an e-commerce store, but people, when it comes down to hard, fast numbers, it's your list, because I'm going to teach you essentially how you nurture that list. I'm going to teach you how you market to that list, because it's the back end, and your list, the back end funnel as I call it, or your list, is where the profits are in your business. So you need to understand how to market to your list consistently. So we're going to talk about how we segment the list. We're going to talk about how we actually build these relationships through your email, and the kind of things you need to do to nurture your list. And now, when I say nurture, you're nurturing your list, and you're educating them on what they want to hear, okay? So that it becomes responsive. You want a list that is highly responsive, and when it's highly responsive and you put the right type of information and the right offers in front of these people, you will make more money from your email list, okay? And it's no myth, you can earn $1 per subscriber to your email list per month. So if you've got a 5,000 strong list, you can earn $5,000 $500 per month solely from marketing to your email list. If you have a $100,000 list, same applies, but you have to build the relationship. You have to nurture that list, okay? So we're also going to teach you how you do giveaways. So if you have no list and you want to grow your list, okay, or build a list, this is what we're going to teach you. It's a giveaway strategy. So we're going to show you how to construct a giveaway, how to construct a funnel, and we're going to give you templates and things to do that, okay, because we want you to build a list, okay? So that's another way of actually testing the market too. If you're going into a new market, this is how you can test your list, okay, when going into a new niche. So you're not spending more than sort of $50 to $75 and testing a niche. It's another method we use to essentially see if the marketplace is actually viable. Okay, so that's a real test side of it. So that gives you an idea of what we're going to cover with regards to email marketing. Then we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of Facebook. All right, we're going to get into how you actually do ads, how you actually target people based on the targeting methods that we're going to show you, how you get the best ads in front of people for the cheapest costs, okay? We're going to share some strategies with you of how you do your ads. We're going to show you how to structure your ads. Now we go through a three-phase ad sequence structure, so I'm going to show you all that structure. We're going to then talk about creative, i.e. the images and the copy within the ads, okay? Then from there, once our ads are going live, I'm going to show you how to track them correctly, okay? Right down to a particular ad, right down to a particular offer. Okay, because you need to know where the traffic is coming from. If it's coming from viral traffic, you know, you need to know that. Or if it's coming from paid traffic within Facebook, you need to know that too. Okay, then I'm going to show you how you look at the reporting and how you set up your reporting correctly. Okay, you need to, excuse me guys, you need to be reporting on a daily basis. Whether it be you or a staff member, once you've got this set up, you need to do that. The numbers and the metrics are all there for you to analyze, and I'm going to teach you how to analyze them correctly, okay? Then we're going to look at obviously optimization. So once we found out from our ad reports, once we found out what's not working, we're going to kill it straight away, okay? But we're also going to find out a lot of stuff that is working, and then once it's working, how do we optimize it? How do we take advantage of what we found in the reports, and how do we optimize the structure of these ad campaigns to actually get more reach, you know, get more people clicking on it, get more people buying, you know, and all of that. So we're going to show you how to optimize, and then we're going to go into scaling, how the correct way you should be doing your scaling with campaigns, obviously winning campaigns, and how you build out that scaling process. So that's essentially what we're going to do with the ads, okay? So we're going to cover that in that very module. And let's collapse that one now, and then let's go. Don't want to do that. Go away. So click on that, collapse that. All right, so fan page sniper. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get into creating your own fan page and building out your own fan page, building it out so it's not just like a few hundred fans. You know, we're talking thousands of fans, 10,000 fans, or even hundreds of thousands of fans. Okay, so and this process can happen quite quickly as long as you understand the strategy behind it. So I'm going to talk to you and teach you the strategy of building a massive fan base. All right, now there are those people out there, skeptics, who say, well, no, you can't earn money from a fan page. Wrong. Okay, dead wrong. Okay, depending on the techniques and strategies that you have put in place will dictate how much money you can earn from a fan page. The secret is building that fan page, getting the engagement, same thing, building a relationship with that fan base and getting them off into your list, okay? And one of the strategies again is offering giveaways and competitions directly to your fans of your fan page, okay? The sooner you get them off of Facebook, then you can do even more than, you know, nurture that relationship. But it all starts with building out that fan page. Okay, so then we're going to show you how you run ads specifically to those fans via your fan page. We're then going to discuss how you then take some of the information and content and start putting it on your site, because if you can move people away from Facebook onto your actual platforms, whether it be your site, your blog, your e-commerce store, or your email list, that's what you want to do. And then we're going to show you how you actually do monetization directly on your fan page as well. Okay, to the type of offers, how often to do the offers, and how to get people to buy your stuff. Okay, and we have fan pages with like millions of people on them, and it works at every single level. So whether you have 1,000 fans or 10,000 fans or 100,000 fans, the process works the same, and as long as you've got that relationship and you build it with these fans, you will be able to make money from them direct from your fan page. So let's now go into Site Sniper. So there are a bunch of you here that already have stores, okay? I've already got e-commerce stores or already sell information online. So we are coming out with what we call our Shopify course, which is called Shoptimized, okay? And every single person here on this call today and who's on the bootcamp gets a special highly reduced rate to join that training program. And that's really where we show you then how you actually build an e-commerce store. Okay, so we'll give you some of the tools we use. We'll teach you about fulfillment, because we do have a fulfillment app coming out, and we do have a theme. So you guys, if you really do want to go one step further than things like affiliate offers or CPA offers, or just sort of selling, little bits and bobs or services, etc., then obviously we can get you in the Shoptimized course and obviously show you some of that there. Okay, so more details will be shared with you over the coming weeks, but it will be heavily reduced price point for you guys, because you may wish to then continue. If not, we're going to show you how you actually do things like fulfillment and stuff like that anyway. Okay, it just makes it nicer if you've got a fully fledged e-commerce store, so that you can sell evergreen styled products. Okay, so, and the last bit, which we've covered a little bit on, is about the support. Okay, now as I said, Michelle's our accountability coach. She's actually going to get talk to you once you schedule in a meeting with her, and she's there to help you over the course of the next 6-7 weeks. Okay, now a big thing is action, guys. A big thing is focus, and a big thing is commitment. Okay, so many people give up after doing 1 or 2 weeks of trying to get stuff working. You have to be committed and believe that you can do this stuff. Stop everything else you're doing. Okay, if you've got any other training material you're going through, if an offer to the next big shiny object, brand new things come out, just seriously, for 7 weeks, switch off the chaos, switch off all that's going on around you, and concentrate on one aspect. Okay, concentrate on doing this training course and seeing it through. Commit to it, because believe me, it works. Okay, you just have to apply everything you learn, you have to follow through, and you have to be consistent. Now, believe it or not, 99% of people lack consistency. Excuse me, guys. They lack consistency and they lack follow through. Okay, you have to commit to this program and yourself. This is about you. This is about you making success in this journey with me. Okay, now we will give you the keys to the Ferrari, and we will show you how to drive it, but at the end of the day, you're the guy that puts the key in the starts her up and works with the pedals and the gas. We can't do the physical bits for you, but we can show you the most direct path to actually get this stuff working, okay? And I think that pretty much covers it for that. And also, right at the end, when you've got some results and success, if you want to take things to the next level, then you can join our 7-figure inner circle mastermind. And I know there's a couple of you guys on the call here today, so if anybody wants to know more about that, when you're talking to Misha and going through your accountability stuff, just bring it up at the end and she'll give you a little bit of information, okay? But that's essentially how we take you if you're currently doing 5 to 6 figures, and we'll take you to 7 figures, okay? So if you're already a high achiever and you want to just make it take to the next level, then just talk to Misha about it, she'll do it. But it's where we start talking about, you know, these are guys that are the doers, these are the guys that already you know, have that kind of lifestyle aspect, you know, where they have a team and systems and automation in place, and obviously it's where they all play to win. All right, so enough about that. We're not here to discuss that now, so, but I know people are asking about it. All right, so guys, I'm just doing an audio check, make sure you can see my screen and check that you are still with me. And did you have any questions right now before we get into Niche Sniper? So while you're typing away, I have a quick drink of my very exotic bottle of pump water. All right, let me look at some of these questions. If you have anything, fire away. Tony, you are so right, my man. Michelle is absolutely amazing. So as soon as you can, guys, join VIP, hit Michelle up, schedule in your first call. Get it done. Take action. Yes, Michelle is part of our membership, and Maria. She is Anna Maria, I beg your pardon. Yeah, she's part of the membership program, so you hit her up. She's here to help. Oh, that's unfortunate, gal. Hit her up again. You know, she maybe got the times wrong. So just hit her up again. Not sure what you're talking about there, Walter, if you want to expand on your question. Now, staying focused. Yes, Lucretia, staying focused. That's what Mark and that's what Michelle are for, including me and Brad. So we will keep you focused. You cannot take on too much. You have to commit to what you're doing, okay? Don't keep running around looking at new opportunities, you know, shiny objects. You know, just get yourself focused on one thing and see it through. Once you've actually got everything in place and everything's working, then you scale it out, okay? So your focus is to get that one thing working and then scale it out, okay? So just like me and Brad, we didn't start in 24 different niches, guys. We started one niche and we built out one niche and then we went from there. So once you've got the whole system in place, once you start building that team, once you can start leveraging automation, then you can actually start looking at other opportunities. You know, it could be doing another store, you know, in a different niche. It could be bringing on new services into your business, you know, but other opportunities always present themselves, but you have to stay focused, okay? Sometimes opportunities are too good to miss, but I'm saying miss them for 7 weeks. You're not going to fall over and go out of business in 7 weeks just by focusing on what we're doing, okay? So no, Anna Marie, Michelle is part of the bootcamp membership, so you can talk to her you know, whenever you like, pretty much. And that's the good thing about the VIP community, guys. So this said to you before, this VIP community is yours over the next 7 weeks, okay? So take advantage of it. Post stuff in there, you know, tag people. So if you know you want me and Brad to, you know, look at something, tag us in your thread, in your post, okay? It's same as if you want to talk about specifics and it might be relating to your funnel, then put it in brackets, like put the topic in brackets so that we know what it's about. So if it's about niche research, just put niche research in brackets and then ask your question and tag those people. If you're having focus issues, then you obviously tag Mark and you can tag Michelle as well. There's lots of different people in here, all levels of different skills, okay? It's a community of helpers, doers, action takers, and they'll all give you feedback on stuff too, guys. You know, there's no stupid question in life. You just have to actually ask it, yeah? So jump in there as soon as you can and start asking questions in and around what you're doing, i.e. that particular week's module, okay? So let me just scan through some of these questions. Anthony wants to do wine. Yeah, that's an awesome niche, man. I'll work on the water one there, Anthony. You can work on the wine. How's that? So someone uses a t-shirt platform. Yeah, there's many t-shirt platforms out there. So Rob, when I discussed the Shoptimized course that's coming out, that does actually have a particular theme that actually helps with t-shirts. Okay, so if you want to move away, plus the fulfillment app that's essentially just about ready to go, we secured a $10 million pricing with a t-shirt fulfillment company. Okay, so we are going to be able to provide the cheapest rates of anyone out there based on you know, us and some of our other guys that we work with in our high-end coaching program. So that saving and those costs are going to be passed on to you guys who use that fulfillment app. Okay, so we will cover that. So Walter, my big concern for the training is understanding how I monetize a niche before I decide to go for that niche. Yeah, exactly that. That's why we're going to cover that today, Walter. And in the very next module, we're going to show you how you test if a given niche is actually you know, viable. You know, are they spending money and are they going to spend money with you? Okay, so we're going to dip our toe in the water with a small budget and actually make sure that we're going in the right direction. We don't want to go and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars building out a business without knowing that it's actually viable in the first place. So we are going to go into that. Exactly right, Matt. What we're doing, guys, we're going to master these skills over the next 6 weeks, okay? We're going to start with one traffic source, okay, which is Facebook. And the reason we use Facebook is it's got the most advanced targeting of all the platforms out there, okay? So we're going to show you how to master Facebook as part of this course, okay? So Pet, you know, is asking about potential revenue over the next 3 months. Well, that really comes down to you, Pet. If we find that there is a viable niche to go after and you follow through on what we teach you, then when we get to scale, it's up to you to scale. You have to obviously put a lot of, you know, the revenue that you earn back in to scale out your traffic. And I should point out that essentially what you're doing over the next 6 weeks is you're basically going to find a niche, you're going to go into the niche, you're going to spend money on advertising, you're going to make money from that advertising, and then you're going to look to scale it out. Now, in terms of what we're doing, we're going to be building a front-end funnel, okay? But then what you want to do when you get to that part of scaling where you need to reinvest, you should be reinvesting a portion of your revenue, okay? And there's a term called average order value, okay? And we're going to teach you that over the course of the next few weeks. An average order value is this: when you sell one product and say it's 20 bucks, okay, and say that the fulfillment and cost on that product is 10 bucks, essentially you're making 10 bucks, okay? So you want to reinvest a portion of that ad spend, all right? Now, it's difficult when you're only making, say, $10 on a product. Now, if you increase the average order value, i.e. you sell maybe one or two items on top of that first item, then your average order value goes up. So, you know, let's say you sell a t-shirt and a hoodie, just for, you know, basic math. And let's say that you make $50 and fulfillment on that is, say, $30. Well, now you've got $20 profit. You want to be putting back in all or at least 75% of that ad revenue, because once you've got a winning campaign, you want to make more money from it. So that means spending more on advertising. But there's a few other techniques that we're going to teach you along the way, okay? Because that's the secret, guys. If you can buy your customers away from your competition and reduce your cost to acquire the customers, meaning you make more profit, you can buy more customers, okay? That's essentially how you win the game, all right? So we're going to teach you that over the next few weeks. All right, so next question. So Walter, so meaning figuring out what there is to sell, how we would sell it before deciding to choose a niche. Well, there's two ways of looking at this, guys. Many people will tell you to look at the product and see what the products are selling and then go into those products. I disagree totally, okay? The products are already there, all right? And believe it or not, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. What I want to teach you is how you look at a niche, how you see if there's a hungry crowd, how you work out what the hungry crowd like and want, and then you try and give them the product. Many people do it around the wrong way. They create a product or they build a product, you know, it might be an information product, and then they try and sell it, but they've got no audience, okay? They don't know if that audience actually likes or wants what they're actually trying to sell. So why go to all that trouble? Let's do it the real way, the only way, you know, and that's find the audience first based on a particular niche idea. Let's look to see if the particular niche is viable, and then we obviously build the gap. We bridge the gap, sorry. So we take the people's wants, needs, desires, their passions, and then we align them with a product. But a product that we know, you know, is basically what they want. So that's essentially what we do, Walter, okay? There's no point going into a niche without understanding that niche first and without understanding that there's basically a target market for it, okay, for that particular niche. I don't care about the product at this point. We'll get into products, I know, and we're going to show you how you find hot selling products for given niches, but you have to find a hungry crowd first. All right, Jason, that's cool, man. I'm excited too. I'm really looking to teach you guys this stuff. So, Tony, I'm a VIP member. I'm really excited about this. Woohoo! Go, Tony. You're not the only one. We're all on the same adventure on this journey together. So Robert, how about real estate lead generation? Yeah, same principle applies, Robert. You know, as long as you know who your target market are and what they like, yeah, then you have to put your marketing message in front of them. So, and you can generate leads. You know, there's many people doing real estate online. So it's not, you're not the only one, okay? So yeah, there will be a replay, Mohammed. We're recording now. So Tom, what is Tom saying? Do you cover how to approach totally unsexy topics like, example, property management software? Now, yes, because one thing you have to do, you have to think laterally, okay? You have to look at, it could be that you target your competitors of a particular software. You know, it could be that you target all the different property type, you know, companies, you know, real estate companies as well. So there's already software out there, and you should be targeting those particular software platforms. But you can do it, okay? And Facebook traffic is only one traffic source, guys. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how we reverse engineer things and show you how you can find other traffic sources so that maybe you can start buying into those traffic sources, because you know that your competitors or other software, management property software, Tom, is actually being sold, okay? So I'll show you the method, and then you'll have to go off and obviously do this stuff yourself. Awesome. Is there a part of the course that I can fast track? I'm in a niche that is proven I want to get to how to market on Facebook. This is a live training course, guys. This is where I'm going to show you everything that we know and what works, and then you apply it. So I understand that you might be ahead of some of the pack, you know, and you already might be doing certain things, but slow down, okay? Let's not rush off and do this stuff. Let's learn the proper way of doing it. And you know, you have to basically commit yourself and the training for the next 6 weeks. You know, I'm sure you won't go out of business in 3 weeks, 6 weeks, you know, so apply it, do it properly, learn how to do it properly, and it will win big time for you, okay? So anyone that has actually gone through Iceberg, there's going to be a new members area for you guys on bootcamp, okay? So all your information will be going into your bootcamp membership area. So that will be coming out as soon as this first module is up and recorded. You guys are going to get access to the members area, okay? And this is where we're going to have your training, your specific training, your workbooks, and everything else resource-wise is just for this course. So there will be separation of that. So if you do have Iceberg and you've got that, great, but this course is a little bit different. It includes different things. It builds on your existing knowledge, guys, so you can take things to the next level. So a couple more questions, then we're going to dive into it, okay? So yes, Adam, you can go into as many niches as you desire, yeah? There is no limitation. The only limitation is on you and your finances. I suggest that you go into one niche, okay? You get the skills applied, you get it working, and then when you've got it all scaled out, then you look to go into another niche, okay? Do one and then scale, okay? Do one and then scale. Okay. So yeah, Pet, if you're in a particular niche and we go through this methodology, I'm going to show you how you do this stuff. So you have to apply what I teach you, and you have to put it into your given niche. If you get stuck, okay, then you raise your hand, okay, and then we come to your assistance, all right? So that's the whole idea of being a live boot camp, is that we can work together and work through it and make sure that no one gets left behind. If for some reason you do not get your questions answered today, that's why you jump in the VIP support community and say, can you expand on this, or I didn't quite get that, and just ask those questions, all right? And what you'll find is we'll come to your aid and we'll answer the questions, all right? Okay, well, without further ado, let's get into this stuff, all right? So, niche research, okay? So if you're only just starting out and you've got no clue at all about what niche you're going into, or you think, you know, I might change the niche because the other one didn't really work for me, then you need to conduct your niche research. So one of the first places that we go to is if you go to Facebook now, guys, and you go in and you type interests, okay? Interests. You hit enter, and what that's going to do is going to bring up this tabbed method here, this tabbed view within your Facebook. And what I want you to do is just go to pages. Some of you already know this, all right, which is cool, but go through this whole process, okay? Now, what you're seeing now is every single interest that Facebook is aware of, okay, which Facebook is aware of, and there are some fantastic niche ideas right here, okay? And the good thing is as well is you get an active count of a particular niche interest. So what I want you to do, my goal for you guys today is once we go through this whole system, this method that we're going to show you, the goal of today is you pick one niche, okay? One niche to then continue on throughout this program, okay? So I can tell you that a lot of these niches are making millions, if not billions, of dollars globally, okay? You have to decide on which niche you're going to go into. So I would say go through this list, okay? And based on your own passion or interest, okay, choose 5 to research. Choose 5, okay? So if you scroll through your list, you're going to find things like, you know, specific sports. You're going to find, so here we go, so biking, if you're into biking, okay? It could be that you're into gaming, consoles, that kind of thing. It could be you're into yoga, all right? It could be a whole list of interests that you're into. So you can go through and you can look at groups from here, and that will bring up a list of groups. So you can start to see, you know, what people are joining groups about, okay? And you can scroll through and you can find, you know, like drama teachers, you know, 5,700 members, you know, there's going to be large groups of different things going on. But scroll through, have a look, okay, and see what people are actually into, and come up with 5 different ideas, okay? 5 different ideas for your niche research. So depending on your connection, you know, this list will keep going and going and going. So if you're into horses, now these are top level categories, guys, and we'll drill in. So it could be that you want to go into weight loss, but we wouldn't target people with just weight loss, okay? So we go into a particular niche. Now, as part of this training, I'm going to be going through and choosing a niche myself, okay? And I'm going to be building and showing you how I build on this week in, week out, okay? Week in, week out. So go through that list and choose 5. So I'm going to ask the question now, who's got a niche idea already? Type in the box and give me some ideas. You know, type in now. So Walter, this is a live course. I want you to be doing it as we go, my friend. And in between the actual training sessions, you report into the VIP group, you report on your status, you report on, you know, how your progress is going and what you're learning and the methods. And if you're not sure on one particular area, say, guys, I've come this far, this is what I've done, but this is where I'm stuck, okay? So a few of you choosing niches already. So nursing is a good niche, okay? If you're going into weight loss, and paleo is a good niche. Salsa dancing is a good niche. You know, bodybuilding is an amazing niche. You know, resort vacations, awesome. You know, I know a couple of people that are killing it in the vacation side of things. So woodworking, you know, Irish market. So expand on the Irish market, Charlie. What do you mean by that? You know, do they just have to be Irish? Do they buy lots of Irish things? Expand on that a little bit. MMA is a huge one. Your personal development is huge, you know. So camping is huge, you know, people with sleep issues, yeah, you know, photography is massive, you know, so potty training, nice one, Anthony. And yeah, toys, you know, and all sorts. So what you want to do is have a look. Choose at least 5 of these topics that you're going to now drill into, okay? You're going to drill into, all right? So do you have a topic? Is it something that you really are interested in, okay? If you're really interested in it, that makes a big difference, okay? Because if you're going to be growing and scaling a business, you know, if you have a slight interest in it, it's obviously going to make a lot more sense, okay? A lot more sense. So Preston, what do you mean by peak performance? In which area, you know, which area are we referring to? Don, entrepreneurs, yeah. I mean, what is it entrepreneurs that you want to look at? You know, it's good that we've got this entrepreneurial thing right at the top, but what are you going to drill into? You know, what are you going to help entrepreneurs with? You know, is it going to be personal development? You know, is it going to be, you know, building out a successful type of service-orientated business for them? You know, are you going to teach them, you know, things like maybe how to market themselves, or you know, how to get a bestseller book, or you know, so it's great that we've got this excuse me, top level, you know, niche, but you want to drill in, you know. I mean, I understand that people like drinking, you know, but what do they like drinking? You know, do they drink wine? What type of wine? Do they drink things like brandy, cognac? You know, are they spending lots of money on, you know, aged whiskey, you know, and actually, you know, buying whiskey? Or is it drinking in, you know, you want to set up a whole wine distribution type business, you know? So, you know, you have to start at the top and you have to be niche specific, okay? So that is just the top area, all right? So when you have your niche specific thing that you're going to do, you really need to start doing your market research. Let me just bring up my keynote here because I've completely forgot about it. So we've gone in and we looked at the Facebook interest, right? The next thing we want to do is start looking for other areas in and around those interests, okay? So there's a couple of places I want you to go first, all right? Now, if you have a given niche area already worked out, I want you to head on over to Alexa, okay? I'm going to put this in the chat for you now, and I'm actually going to, so that URL will come up in the chat, guys. Now, Alexa is a great tool for you. If anybody doesn't know what Alexa is, it's basically a site that records via a special metric score how successful or how much traffic a site is specifically, you know, how well it's doing, and it will actually give you demographic information as well. Okay, so what you do, if you go to that link there, we can see there's all these kind of subcategories across all these 35 related categories. Now, for me, you know, I'm looking at shopping because I want to see what niches and shopping are related, as in what are people really, you know, getting into. But if you go back, guys, you can look at all categories and you're going to find basically top level categories that could be related to business, kids and teen, home and health. So if you go into health as a good example, then you'll see all the sites related for those. And if you're going to now drill in to your given niche and niche down, this is where you find these categories, you know, because it's great that we have Google in the search term, but if you don't know what you're looking for, okay, if you don't know what you're looking for, you might not find it. Okay, so if you want to go into a particular category, you can drill in and you can learn more. So I'm going to go back to all categories. I'm going to go from a shopping angle, because a lot of people here on the call today, want to know about selling stuff online. So why not look at shopping and go into that particular area? So if you have a niche already picked out, okay, like jewelry, to home and garden, or entertainment, if someone said, kids toys for children, then you may go into those first. All right, so that gives you a good idea of the categories. Does that all make sense, guys? How you can start seeing what some of the most successful sites are doing online in your given niche. All right, so cool, Charlie. That makes a lot more sense now on the Irish, niche aspect. Cool. So, yeah. So, education tools and partnerships. You can definitely go into all those niches. So choose 5, follow through in the process I'm going to go through with you today, drill into your niche until we actually get the information we're looking for. So start with 1, if you have 1 in mind now, and then when we're done, go back and actually do the other 4, okay? So start at your categories and then shopping, and then choose a particular one from there, okay? So I'm going to pick one now. I'm going to go into and have a look at, say, sports. So then that'll list all the different sports categories. Now, someone said earlier on, they were going to go into MMA. So if you can find MMA, you go and look at MMA type stuff. If it's fencing, if it's boarding, basketball, have a look at these. All right. So I'm going to have a look through, and I'm going to pick on one. What am I going to pick? Let's have a look at water sports. It's a good example. So then you're niching down to look at these sites, and then in the list what you can do is you can then open these up. Now, number 1 on the list is obviously the site that's number 1 in the Alexa rankings. All right, so once you've gone through and you've found your specific niche, okay, once you've found your specific niche, I want you to look at all of these sites. Now, if the list is quite long, it will take you a little while, but the list is quite short, then great. Okay, we've got 376 in the water sport, so I might break it down again. Right, so let's go into kite surfing because there's only 23, and this gives us the top kite surfing. You see now, guys, we've gone from sports, we've then gone to water sports, we've gone into kite surfing. Okay, kite surfing is huge throughout the world. So then we can see, then we can open up these sites. All right, so I want you to drill into these sites, have a look, because guess what, guys, you're going to get demographic information, and this is gold. This is a head start. This is a head start in everything you do, okay? So as you get this information, it will basically propagate, okay? The bigger the site, the more information you're going to get, So that's the secret here. The bigger the site, the more information you're going to get. So when you've got that site information, I want you then to choose 10, all right? Start with 10. So in your list that you come up with, I want you to come up with the top 10. You take this top 10 and you head on over to compete.com. Compete.com. Okay? Head over to compete.com and then plug them in. I want you to look at them and compete. So I'm going to put the first one in, and then we're going to see what information compete comes back with. Okay? So we're finding the top 10 sites in your very specific niche market, okay? Very specific niche market. Come on, compete, work for me today. Let's refresh. So when you go to compete and stick it in, yeah, it should come back with the information. So just in case it doesn't, let me plug another one in. So let's have a look at this one. So I'm going to grab that domain name, go over to compete, refresh. Doesn't look like it's working for me today. Boom, boom. It's because I'm recording, it's so slow, guys. So let's put it in here and see what we get at. Maybe you guys will have more luck if you're doing it, because I know mine, let me log in. I know mine is playing up. So you will be able to do a number of searches, guys, before you actually have to sign up. So if you do that, then sign up. It doesn't cost you anything for a freebie account. Maybe you guys are having more luck than me. So let me just see what else I can get. Alright, so maybe those particular niches I've chosen, I've gone too deep, okay? Maybe too deep. So essentially this is what you'll get back. So you want to choose your top 10, plug them into compete, and make sure they are getting large amounts of traffic, okay? It's just a sanity check to make sure that they are getting traffic, alright? So, you know, if you're going into specifics like, you know, things like wine, and you've got your top 10 competitors, then you basically pick on that, okay? Because you can see the types of traffic, and there's no point analyzing your top 10 if they're not getting traffic, because if they're not getting traffic, they're not spending money, okay? So that's essentially what we're looking for when we go through that, okay? So you can sign up for a freebie account at Compete, and also Alexa will show you a lot of information. All right, you don't need to have a paid account. If you want to get even more information, then obviously that's a good start, okay? But it's not the only place to actually get demographic information, okay? It's not the only place. So where you can see me now, I have this demographic profile information come up, okay? It's not the only place. I'm going to show you a couple of other places in a second, okay? So once you've got your top 10 sites, the next thing to do is we're going to look over at BuzzSumo, okay? So if I just follow through on bodybuilding, so I know a couple of you are actually in bodybuilding, two things you can do. You can put the actual domain name in, so I'm going to put the domain name in here. So you would start to put in your specific keywords or your actual domain names. Now if you've got your top 10 domain names, you're going to plug them in here and see on a social front what's going on with these particular accounts. And the same with BuzzSumo, you can basically get a free account, okay? Now this tool is an amazing tool, okay, because what we're looking for, okay, is content that is being shared a lot between these competitors. So one, we've got our top 10 competitors in our given niche. Two, we've checked it for traffic. Three, we're now checking it for social related engagement, okay? Now if you look down here now, I've got all these different pieces of content, you know, that I can see that has viral sharing going on, okay, viral sharing. So if it's got traffic and if you can see it's got a lot of viral shares going on, then you know that these are the real top 10 competitors that you were going to go and reverse engineer, okay, reverse engineer. So go through, record this information. Now you can see here on BuzzSumo on the left, you can actually look for stuff in the past week, okay? So if you can see, like this one at the top, look, you know, Jesse Hilbiger's muscle building tips. You can see in the last week that's getting a lot of viral traction going on. So what you want to do is start looking at this stuff, starting having a look. So we can go on over and we can see what is going on, okay? So there you have it. This is this one particular, you know, piece of content that is going viral. So if you're in this particular niche, great, you're learning some fantastic information of content that we know is going viral. Okay, so you can plug it into any of those 10 websites. You can spy on your competition's viral sharing, i.e. content. All right, so you can look for videos, interviews, giveaways. You know, you can see what type of giveaways people are doing in your given niche. Okay, so plug in your top 10 competitors, start to review the information. Again, you can sign up for BuzzSumo and you can get even more information, but you don't need to. This gives you enough information to start with. Okay, so let me just bring up my note. So basically what we're doing is we're looking at the viability at this stage. All right, we're seeing, right, the top 10 competitors have got traffic, so that's great. Okay, what we want to do is, if they've got viral stuff going on, that's another sign that things are viable, where people are consuming their content. Okay, if there's no engagement going on, there's no viral shares going on, then chances are stuff isn't being shared, stuff isn't really of interest to people. And it's excuse me, it's this interest that you're looking for, guys, across your niche. Because if you've got top 10 competitors and they've got a lot of viral stuff going on, then the next stage is to see, really, are people spending money? Are people spending money? Because that's the true thing we're looking for. Are people spending money in in a given niche? So they're obviously talking about it, they're obviously sharing it, you know, they're obviously consuming this content, but are they spending money? So what we would do, we'd head on over to another tool called SpyFu. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the bodybuilding domain name, I'm going to come over here, and this is what you would do, guys. You go on over to SpyFu, and SpyFu is a tool that allows you to see essentially what's going on from a paid and viral traffic point of view. Okay, so again, you know, you can get a bit of mileage here with free information. You know, you don't have to basically see what's going on. So straight off the bat, if we look at the top, they're spending between 21,000 to 63,000 on advertising. And if we look down here at the paid keywords, it gives you information on what they're paying per keyword to actually get people over. So you can see the actual URLs that are actually sending their traffic to. Okay, so plug each of your target market in here and see if they're spending money. See if they're spending money. Okay, that is gold. Okay, and then down here you can see, you know, their most profitable ads in keywords. Now if you pay for this tool, okay, you can actually work out all the ads that they're actually spending money on. And a rule of thumb excuse me, a rule of thumb when you reverse engineer people's traffic, if they're spending money on an ad and it's been running for 100 days plus, you know that that ad is profitable. So you need to start looking at the ad, creative, because then you can say, right, I don't need to reinvent the wheel from an ad point of view. I can just see what other people are doing that's being successful, and then you could go after their particular keywords and use a similar ad creative. Okay, and you can see here top ad competitors, and this gives you other ideas, guys, of other niche related sites that's spending money on your given niche area. Okay, and this is how you learn what's going on in your niche. You know, this is how you learn that it's actually viable. Okay, so plug in all your top 10 competitors into SpyFu, okay, so that you can find out exactly who is spending money in your niche. Because if they're spending money on a long duration of time, you know it is definitely a viable market. Okay, and you can click through, guys, and look and see what they're actually selling on these pages, what are the actual offers that they're making, you know, and make note of those offers. Okay. Now another tool to reverse engineer the traffic is an application called What Runs Where. What runs where. So let me just type in these domain names for you guys so that you're not trying to search this stuff yourself. So there's Spyfu, and the next one. Now you can get a $1 trial for, I think it's a $1 trial, a free trial for 3 days with What Runs Where. Okay, so it's enough time for you to actually conduct your research, do your reverse engineering. Okay, so all right. So yeah, just looking at the question, guys. So as long as you get those links, that's cool. So a couple of you want to concentrate on shirts and going after specific niche markets for shirts. Go through this process, guys, see who's spending money, make sure it's viable first, and then you can go back in and do the actual targeting. And I'm going to be going through that in a little while, so stick with us. If you have to disappear, this is recorded, so Spyfu is different in that it shows you paid traffic and not just search traffic. Okay, so that answers that question, Preston. So Dawn, have you got a specific interest that you want to go after? Okay. Now, if you're going after a topic of internet marketing, that's a top level interest, Don. So you have to be more specific and niche down. Now, within inside internet marketing, what type of marketing are you going after? Okay, there are marketing groups, internet marketing groups that you can find, and there's internet marketing forums, but there are so many subtopics or categories to go into. You have to be, specific. You have to niche in. Tell me a little bit more about what you're trying to do, and I'll explain things. No problem, Preston. No problem, Tony. That's all good. So, okay. So Don, you want to go into list building. Man, well, you're in the right place, because I'm going to show you how to do list building. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do giveaways that are list building machines, my man, and they work really, really well. What you've got to do is you've got to find the target market, and with that target market, you've got to find out what they want. And when you know what they want, you give it to them. Okay, so that's the process that we're going through now. So everybody's at different levels, and I'm going through and teaching this stuff so people know firsthand if a given niche is actually viable first. Okay, and then we're going to drive in deeper and deeper with this method. Okay, so what runs where, it allows us to find different types of paid advertising, whereas Spyfu actually finds me PPC related information, so people spending money on Google's PPC ad type stuff. What runs where is actually shows us media buying type stuff, media buying. So what I'm going to do is actually put in our example. So, and the same applies to you guys. You want to put in all the competitors that you found in your given niche. So I say top 10, but you could go top 50. If you've done the search on Google for your given niche research, you will find lots of other categories, all right? So as you can see here, I've put in my information for bodybuilding.com. and it gives me all sorts of types of traffic, so Google AdWords, media buying and stuff going on, and then different traffic sources as well. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go down and see this one where it says banner ads on the left here, 428. It's obviously found 428 different advertisements related to bodybuilding.com. Okay, bodybuilding.com. So what I want to do is I can look at specific types of banners, all right, and go through that. I can filter by ad networks, I can filter by countries. So that's what you want to do, guys. When you start seeing these banner advertisements come up, filter it, okay? So remember I said before, you want to be looking for stuff that really is, say, 60 to 100 days. Let's put this filter in and see what was around, you know, in that time. So it's telling me that all these here, 1 of 8 pages, these have been around between 60 to 90 days, okay? So what you want to do is you want to click on these ads, okay? Click on the ads and start to have a look. And with that, you're going to get a wealth of information, okay? So this is the particular ad that was doing quite well, okay? And then you can see here the placements. It's actually going to tell you where these guys are advertising. Now look, guys, if they're up near the 90 mark, you know, in the 90 days, rule of thumb is 100 days I like to go for. So let me go back and do the 100 days, because that's me cheating. So let me go back and do 180 days and apply the filter. Okay, so these have been running for over 100 days. All right, so what you do is you click on them and start to look at what your competition is actually advertising, and it will tell you where they're advertising as well. So this is the site here, so musculardevelopment.com. So then you know exactly that these guys are actually advertising over on someone else's site. Okay, so then you can head on over to these sites and have a look. Okay, so obviously the traffic source is via the Google AdWords and placement is on that site. And this advertisement, if they're spending money on an ad that is running over 100 days, it is working. So then you start to look at the types of ad creative that is being used. Okay, so that's why we use what runs where. Okay, and you can plug in any domain, you know, that's going on that you're targeting and actually see if they're spending money. Reverse engineer what's going on to see what they're doing. So wine.com has obviously got different, you know, stuff going on, you know, and this could be in your niche, personal development. It could be on, you know, things like you know, car sites, so people selling cars. It could be insurance. You know, you can reverse engineer what is going on. Okay, all right, so let me just check in with you guys. Are we all getting this so far? Are we going through? We're understanding that the market, if they're spending money on advertising and it's over 100 days, it is viable. Okay, it is viable. All right, cool. No problem. You're all getting it? Yes, Felix. This would work great with CPA marketing, my friend. You know, it would work with CPA marketing. If you know, yeah, the top CPA guys, you plug their stuff in, man. Reverse engineer it and see what they're selling. Okay? Don't reinvent the wheel, guys. You want to work out basically there's traffic and it's viable in your niche. Reverse engineer to start finding out what marketing message they're using, what's working, and then you're going to replicate and make it better. You're going to make your marketing even better. Okay, cool. All right, so that's how you go through and you're seeing if the market is first viable. And this is before you spent any money. This is before you've gone into the niche. Like I said, don't go into a niche unless this information is coming back and giving you that valuable data. That's what it's all about, okay? All right, let's go back to my presentation and see where we are. So guys, are you all getting this? Give me a big hell yeah if this is making sense. Because we are doing this live, we are doing it together, okay? If you're stuck, let me know, okay? So we've gone through BuzzSumo, we've gone through Alexa and Compete, we've had a look at your top 10 competitors and go through this process, okay? Go through this process, work out who they are, reverse engineer what they're doing, and make sure it's viable before the next step. Okay, so we have to discuss the avatar now. Okay, so yeah, we know the niche market, and yeah, we know it's viable. That's all cushy, that's all great, you know, but how do we understand who the true avatar is of the people that are spending money? Okay, so we head on over to Facebook again. Okay, and we head on over to a tool that you're all familiar with called the Insights tool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my. Now guys, if you haven't got an ad account, sign up for what's called a Business Ads Manager account. Okay, a Business Ads Manager account. All right, it doesn't cost you anything, but it is going that way. Don't just get a normal ads account, get an ads business manager account. Okay, so I'm going to select one of my ads accounts. So what we're going to do now that you understand who your audience is in terms of top 10 competitors' websites, we're going to now look at those particular interests. Okay, so once you're in your ads manager, on the left there you'll see a menu option called Audience Insights. Audience Insights. Now we're going to spend a little bit of time in Audience Insights. So when it opens up, okay, when it opens up, you're going to click on everyone on Facebook. Okay, now we're going to dig into the Audience Insights, okay, of these particular top 10 competitors. So we're going to look to find them out. Now, two ways to find out if they're, you know, on Facebook. One, you've obviously been on their website. Find their Facebook, icon or logo or whatever, and find out what their Facebook address is. Okay, Facebook address is. Okay, so I'm going to follow through in my example that we've been using thus far. Okay, just to make it easy to show you the method that we go through, and you guys are going to do the same. You're going to plug in every one of your competitors' Facebook page or interest keyword. Okay, now just to let you know, okay, the Audience Insights tool is truly amazing if you know how to feed it. Okay, if you know how to feed it. All right, and that's the important thing. Now you've already got your top 10 plus competitors, and you're going to make sure that they have a presence on Facebook. So that makes sense, right? So if I was going after, you know, ours, the bodybuilding, so I'd be putting in bodybuilding. Okay, now one thing you'll know, you're going to get two ways of seeing this. Now bodybuilding is obviously a keyword interest. We don't know if it's linked to bodybuilding.com. It could just be a broad keyword. Okay, and guys, if I was to click on it now, I'll explain a couple of things that we're looking at Audience Insights. So Audience Insights is, as the name suggests, okay, it allows us to actually dig in and look at the demographic profiling of a particular interest. Now that interest could be a keyword specific interest, okay, a broad interest as we call it. And how do we know it's a broad interest? It has a capital letter right at the beginning of the actual keyword interest itself. So you know it's a broad level keyword interest. Now to explain what a broad level keyword interest is, there's this thing called like by association. Like by association. What does that mean? And why is it classed as broad? Okay, well, I might be interested in many different things, all right? And let's say that my brother, who's into fitness, he posts on his page about a particular thing he was doing, okay? And it just happened to be in and around related or associated to maybe bodybuilding, okay? Now, if I click on his, you know, post, Facebook's actually tagging me as liking bodybuilding, but really all I'm liking is my brother's post. So that's what we call a broad level interest, a seed, likes by association interest. So it doesn't really mean that all those people that are actually in that demographic profile are really interested in bodybuilding. Okay, you have to dig in deeper, and I'm going to be showing you that in a little while. Okay, I'm going to show you that today's lesson. All right, more so on the next module, but we're going to get a taste of it today. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find all those top 10 competitors of ours, and we're basically going to be looking at their demographic breakdowns to who their avatar is. Because why reinvent, excuse me guys, why reinvent the wheel here, guys? You want to find out who the demographic profile are of your top 10 competitors. Two reasons. One, you're not going to guess, all right? Two, you're going to find the market that you may want to go after, okay? And we're going to drill in deeper. And I'm going to show you how you uncover not just your top 10, but where your hungry crowd resides. So are we all with me? Can you all give me a big yay? I know this is a kind of a marathon session, guys, but that's the whole point. You guys want to learn this stuff? I'm prepared to teach you this stuff, okay? This is what you're all paid for, to get the, you know, all the right information and correct information. Awesome, guys. Thank you. All right, you're still with me? You can all see me. You can all hear me. That's awesome. Okay, so I would not be going after bodybuilding as my true avatar demographic breakdown of my market. Okay, so let's go back to what we were doing. So when you start typing in your competitors' names, interests, or if you look at their fan pages, what you'll notice in the URL of the fan page that they'll have a different name sometimes. So it might be the title of their fan page might be bodybuilding, but in the URL it might not have been available to them at the point when they wanted to basically, you know, start a fan page. So you can find people by three ways: via their interest, so that Facebook says, yeah, these guys have this particular interest. This interest keyword now would be linked to their fan page. So that's one way, via an interest keyword. The second way is obviously via, you know, their true names on their fan page. So if you've gone from their website, found their fan page, you'll notice the name might be different, so you can type that in here so you can find the fan page. And thirdly, you can do it via, you know, their actual domain name. Now there's two ways. So you notice here bodybuilding.com comes up, but also at times you'll find that bodybuilding.com comes up, okay, without the dot, okay? So, and some of these might be other people's pages, yeah, because they've actually just used that name in their page. So we're going to just click on the first one, and what we do, guys, we only look at one keyword interest or site or URL or fan page at any one time. Why? Because the information gets diluted, okay? You want to see the true demographic makeup of this audience, okay? So we can see there I've put bodybuilding.com in as one of our associated top 10 competitors. Now, what is this now going to tell me? Well, first, it's going to tell you that 91% of men on Facebook like this, okay? So, so that tells us straight away, would we be targeting women? Well, probably not, okay? Next thing it tells us is the age range of the demographic. You can see here 18 to 24, that's 46%. Now for me as a marketer, I might not go after anyone under the age of 21, because especially in the States, I believe you cannot have a credit card under the age of 21. So if I was going to target this particular audience, I'd be maybe starting at 21, okay? I generally go after 75% of the age range, okay? So you can see there, you know, if I was to cut it down, so this is the thing for you guys. You can start plugging in your own demographic profile. We don't do that yet, okay? I want you to understand the true demographic profile of your top 10 competitors. So you might want to record this down in a spreadsheet, guys. So you've got 10 of these to go through, 10 plus. 10 is only the beginning, okay? So we've learned that predominantly they're men, predominantly they're 18 to 24, 25 to 34, and a small range of 35 to 44. Now, I would say that the majority of people want to bodybuild when they're young because they care about their bodies, right? So that's like true. So as you look at the information, you can get all this lifestyle information. So if you click on selected audience, you know, you'll learn more things about the audience. You can find out things about their relationships and their education levels, okay? And we will be using this information later when we actually start to get highly targeted with our ad campaigns. So you want to record this information. Now if we select, you know, people at job titles, here look, the 23% of this crowd, apparently they're in the military. So there you have it. Now start thinking, how can you niche down with that information? So you know they've got an interest of bodybuilding. How about if you came out with a military styled type of product or program? So this is why this information is gold, guys. This is why this information is gold, okay? All right, so cool. Are you all still breathing? Are you all still got eyes wide open and still awake? Give me a yay if you can see this stuff. Awesome. So very next thing we do is look over at page likes. So we want to see even more information, okay? So what we can see here now is the types of categories of information that this bodybuilding is related to, okay? So let's have a little look, you know, and see. This is where you'll find out specific websites. This is where you find, you know, movies, sports events, supplements. This information is gold, guys. It's pointing you in the right direction, you know. And as we go through this, you're going to learn things about magazines, you know, communities, okay. So this is gold, okay. So have a look at the information. But what I want to show you today, okay, what I want to show you is down the bottom, okay. It's down the bottom, and it's page likes, okay. This is going to give you the most relevant associated sites or fan pages related to the seed keyword interest of bodybuilding.com. Now I class this as a seed keyword, okay, and this is a list that it gives me, and I use this information is gold, okay. Now the metric criteria that I use, okay, in what I call the seed method, because we've entered our top level seed keyword, okay, is I then see this information. Now you're going to do this for top 10 competitors, and there's a wealth of information, but I'm going to show you how you filter through it and get rid of the rubbish. All right, we only want to care about the top stuff. So I always go by relevance, top 7. Okay, relevance top 7, and the caveat to that is unless it is highly niche specific. Now given on your given topic of interest, given on the, you know, the business or fan page you've typed in, your results are going to vary. Do not put more than one interest in, because all this information will be diluted and you don't want that, okay. So we look at the top 7, and I'm looking for a score of 15 plus. 15 plus. So what does infinity mean? It means essentially these people are more likely than anyone else on Facebook to like that given topic. So good example, yeah, the people that are engaged with this particular, you know, page are 15 times more likely to be interested in bodybuilding than anyone else. Okay, that's why we go after this stuff. So, excuse me. So you might know that some of these make sense. Some of these shred supplements, it's obviously something related to supplements and bodybuilding, muscle strength, but like Cellucor, I've got no idea what it is. So what you would do is you pick on the top ones that have 15 plus in your top 7. So I can see 2. So I'm going to open up Shreds and I'm going to open up Cellucor. go on over, have a look. Right, this is definitely related to supplements. Now, I don't know about you, if you're a bodybuilder or a health nut, you buy supplements, all right? So here is a specific page, okay? A specific page that shows you what these people are consuming is in content, guys, content, all right? You see the content that they're actually got. If you look, 166 shares, 166 likes, 1 comment, 21 shares. So it's 103 likes, you know. And as you go through this, it's related to training tips. And obviously these guys are going to be into, so let's have a look at their website. Let's have a look. Okay, remember that tip earlier on where you've got SpyFu and you've got what runs where? You can start to plug in these sites to find out where they're advertising their products, to find out what marketing message works, okay? So these guys are big on supplementation, okay? So they obviously sell supplements. So that gives you a good idea of what the market, right? The market is interested in, interested at a product level, okay? And this works across any niche. You just have to go through this process and find these people, plug them in, have a look. So we know that this is definitely associated to bodybuilding, okay? Let's look at the other one. Let's have a look here, Tough Mudder. That's something my brother is interested in. So and look at what they're, again, supplements, and there's information on training, you know, training equipment, you know, and again we can clearly see that these guys are big on supplements related to the fitness industry. Again, we can go on over to their website, remember, have a look and compete, have a look at what runs where, have a look at SpyFu. Is the market viable? And the answer is yes. Okay, we can clearly see what they're doing and what they're selling. Okay, so we can see all this. Remember BuzzSumo? You would start to plug in these to see what content they've got going viral. So if I was to plug this into BuzzSumo, let's have a look. Let's just have a look. So past year, and then plug it in, search. So there you go. We can see viral content. If I want to go and look at specific viral content, I can open up that tab, I can have a look, and there you go. That's the page, okay, they're promoting via that post. So you can see there they're selling products, guys. All right, so that gives you an idea of products. So let's go back, okay, so let's go back to audience insights. They are closely related to our bodybuilding seed keyword, okay? Remember the seed keyword? All right, so what we do now, guys, is we record this information and then go for each of your top 10 competitors, because you're going to find other competitors using this method. So let's have a look and see if we can find this interest. So we put that in. So yes, all right, so what we would do, and the other one we had was shreds. So I'm just going to record that for now. So let's have a look at, so we take out our seed keyword. Do you see the difference between them? Did you see the difference? You see now we don't have a capital letter at the front. This is not a broad keyword anymore. Okay, this is a little bit more targeted. This is what I call now a seed 1 level keyword. So we started off with our seed keyword, and this gave us our seed level 1. Okay, this is a seed level 1. Same as the shred supplements was a seed level 1. Okay, so what we do is we follow through on those seed level 1s first. Okay, and there is a spreadsheet for this, guys, so how you record this information. I'm going to actually send it over to you guys in the email. It will also be underneath this video when we get posted in the members area for you. So are we all following along so far? We're all following along the difference between a seed keyword, yeah, and obviously a seed level 1 keyword. Give me a yes if you're following along. Let me just check, see if there's any questions. So David, I think I answer your question there about the affinity score being over 15. It means people who have liked that particular interest are 15 times more likely than the whole of all the users on Facebook to actually like that particular interest. And you're going to see this affinity score and relevance score come more into play in a second, guys. I'm going to show you. So yep, so you all get that. Yep. Awesome. Okay. So remember, guys, when you're looking at a niche, think of a niche and a target market first. Always find the hungry crowd. Don't think about the products yet. Okay. You can come up with products. You can come up with services. Find your hungry niche first. Okay. So this is what we're showing you now. So we've gone through viability, now we're going into finding where you're targeting, what is your true avatar, okay? Now, so I've gone to this seed level 1, okay? Because we're diving in now to find out specifics about our audience and demographic breakdown, okay? So now if I look at the demographics to this page, can you see a difference now, guys? Yeah? So we started off at the top level, and this likes by association, which could include us, and we've got no interest in bodybuilding. But now with this level 1 seed keyword interest, you're starting to get the true audience. You're starting to get the true information, okay? So again, what can we tell? Well, the demographic profile now, so obviously I'm targeting the US, guys. You actually plug in your country. If you don't get enough information come up on a country, remove the country totally, and when you've got all this done, then you overlay your country again, because you're just looking at data at this point. The audience is big enough for me in the US for my particular keyword interest, but if yours isn't for a particular country, okay, then take the country out, okay? Because you'll be overlaying the country anyway when you start doing your actual advertising, and I'm going to go into that more as we go. So we're looking at this information now. We've got 88% men, and you see now the actual information on the age is different. Now we're getting to the true data, guys. This is where it is, we're getting to the same relationship and education levels, and obviously again, this crowd, more than any other, obviously military. A lot of them are obviously in the military. So let's go through again and look and use our metrics again. So again, we got a lot of information, helpful information in types of categories, excuse me, things that they're interested in, the magazines they read, to sites that they frequent and stuff like that. So again, look at that information, but it's not that important right now. But now look at the page likes. Can anyone tell me if they see a difference now in the top 7 in relevance and the affinity score? Can anyone tell me why that's important? You guys answer my question. Why is it so important? So as the affinity score comes up, yeah, you're getting closer to your exact target market. That's right. So the higher the affinity score, these guys are now 41, 47, 34 more times likely in a normal user on Facebook of actually liking this particular, interest. Okay. Now look at the interest on the left now, guys. It's getting more specific. Now these are all level 2 seed interests. So what you would do in the spreadsheet I'm going to give you, you would record your level 1s based on your top 10 competitors. Now I know it takes time, guys, but believe me, doing this is a difference from winning and losing. You want to spend money and lose? Go ahead. You want to spend money and win? This is what you need to do. Okay, this is what you need to do. So what we do is we go through our top 10 competitors, we find the seed keyword, and then we record our level 1 at that level. Okay, now what happens, guys? What happens, guys, if you don't get an affinity score on one of your seed keywords. So let me explain what you do there. So I'm going to put bodybuilding back in. Okay, bodybuilding.com. I'm going to take out this keyword. Okay, so the information is back to where it was before. So when we look at the top 7, let's say that you on your seed level 1s, there is nothing with an affinity score over 15. Okay, what you do is this. The caveat is this. You sort by affinity. You sort by affinity. Okay, and then what you do is you look at those based on the highest affinity scores. You open them up in your given interest. Okay, you open them up. First things first, is it niche specific? So if you're going into nursing, is it a nursing fan page? If you're into personal development, is it about personal development? Okay, make sure it's niche specific. If it is, great, you can still use it. Okay, now these pages might have a lower, count of people, but you can see that it is still very niche specific, and that's the caveat, guys, that you might put in your seed keyword, but then you might not get any over 15 in the first 7. If you don't have any, then sort by affinity and then make sure it's niche specific, because you will find related interests and fan pages, and then they become part of your level 1 seed list. So in our example, we went by relevance. Okay, so we had 2. So the other one was shreds. Okay, so now I'm going to put in shreds to see if that comes up. Shreds. So at times you're not going to be able to find these, and it's just the way it is within Facebook ecosystem. So you can see here, if I look at shred supplements, you see the URL, it's different. That's Shreds Army. So we might be able to find it from Shreds Army, but because it's not coming up here, chances are it won't come up. Okay, so the other thing as well is when we look at Shreds Army, let me get rid of that. When we look at Shreds Army, we know it's shredsupplements.com. So it might come up there, but as we've put shreds in, so SHREDZ, and it doesn't look like it comes up, guys. So sometimes you cannot find them, but the good thing is you have now got more in the list. Okay, so if I was to sort by affinity in this case, I could go to ABB performance and I could put that in. So let's have a look for that. ABB performance. There we go. I could look at that. So then you'll never run out of, seed keywords, okay, based on that caveat. So if I wanted to look at ad performance, I can look at these guys now. I can look at the demographic profiling. Again, look, this time and with the last one we looked at, the age range was more so in the 25 to 34-year-old range. Okay, so that to me, as you plug these in and get the true demographics, you've got a good idea of the actual demographic breakdown. Okay, same with the relationship, same again. Look, these guys obviously military focused, and then we look at the page likes for this one. Again, we're going to sort by relevance and see the affinity scores now, guys. Can we see any differences? So ABB performance has got 202. Now remember, its seed keyword is bodybuilding.com. So anyone that obviously is interested in ABB performance is 200 times more likely to like this than a normal Facebook user. So if you were selling fitness related products, bodybuilding related products, okay, or if you wanted to, guess who you would target? So if we go and look at their page, just check it out. All right, my fight, my surrender. So obviously anything related to training. Okay, so this is how you find out what's going on. Okay, beautiful. So are we all there, we're all seeing this. We all like, this is how it works. Yeah? The more you drill in, guys, I go through 5 levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So ad performance, okay, came up as a seed level 1. Everything you see here now, yeah, is now a level 2. So you'd record these at level 2. Okay, you are going to find overlap sometimes. That's great. That just shows you that you're going down the right path. All right. So we would start to look at all of these. I mean, look at these. Like, let's have a look at this one. So that this one's got a 93.5% grenade, pre-workout devastation. Ooh, okay, awesome. So you know that's a specific product. You know, look, it's a shaker, supplement shaker thing. So these guys love their stuff, all right? And they're obviously buying this stuff too. All right, so, all right, do we want to go a little bit deeper, guys? Do we want to like really spy on these guys and learn a little bit more? Give me a yes if you want to learn more. Awesome, awesome. No, you're welcome, guys. I love this stuff, so I'm going to talk you through. So go through this for your particular niche, dive in, use the seed method, 1 keyword interest at a time, drill in, record at level 1, and then you record level 2, and drill in. You drill in each of these interests. Yes, it takes time, but man, look at this, ad performance, yeah, a 202 affinity score. Guys, you can get these up to like in the thousands. That's when you know you're highly targeted. That's when you know you're highly targeted. But what's missing at this point in time? What's missing? What don't I know? Tell me what I don't know. Yes, you do, Kelly. Yeah. So as you record this, so at the moment, this ad performance keyword, my seed keyword was bodybuilding. All right. That's the seed. That's right at the top. That's where I began. So if you've got your top 10 competitors, as we suggested, you record their sites and find their fan pages. They are all classed as seeds. Okay. That's what you start with. So one of my domain names or one of my keywords was obviously bodybuilding.com. or bodybuilding, okay? That's your seed keyword. This is where you start, okay? So going by your relevance score and affinity, anything that's listed from that seed keyword is a level 1 keyword interest, okay? So I always go top 7 relevance, affinity score over 15. Record them in your level 1 column, okay? So I only had 2, okay? So I'd record them first and start with them. The caveat is if you don't find anything, i.e. that is in the top 7 of relevant score that has a score of over 15, then at that level, at the seed level only, sort by affinity. If you find stuff in the list then, sorted by affinity, that you've clicked through and looked at the fan page and it is associated to your niche, then and only then do you use it at level 1. Okay, now that list might grow quite long, because like if I do see more now, if I do see more, look at all these pages I've found. Yeah, now believe it or not, you know, if I sort by affinity now, look at the affinity scores, guys. This thousands of people. This is your hungry crowd. This is your hungry crowd. This is how you find them, and you need to record all these. Okay. Now I'm going to go more into, you know, targeting and how we record all these in the very next module. But this is important for you to start going through using this method and finding all this stuff out. Okay. So that pretty much covers it for you there, Kelly. Yes, Randall. Randall's got it in a nutshell. So once I've found all these interests, guys, these are going to be interests that you potentially target with your advertising. Okay, because you know the people are highly targeted, that they have, you know, that affinity score. Because basically this affinity score is this: Facebook is recording every single thing you do on Facebook. Okay, it's recording your activity. Okay, so if I've liked a particular post or thread on one of these particular pages, and I've liked it, you know, 60 times, then you're 60 times more likely to be interested in that than anybody else on Facebook. Now, it's recording this across all these different interests. That's why the affinity score is so important. This is now your targeting for your ads. Now, I'm going to show you more about that on the next week's training. But for now, I want you to go through and start plugging in your top 10 competitors, you know, to start finding where these pockets of hungry crowds are that have a high affinity score. Okay, start recording it, start finding out, you know, what they're really into from their categories. You know, what do they read? Where do they hang out? You know, what sort of educational material are they reading? What forums do they read? What websites do they go to? You know, and you'll find certification programs, associations, you'll find clubs, you'll find all sorts of information. It is for you to understand who your true avatar is. Okay, so what you'll do is you look at this information, you're going to look at the demographic profile. You're going to learn as you go through this that you're going to be seeing that it's the majority of men, and you're going to see maybe that these men are 25 to 34. Okay, you're going to start to record this information. Okay, then you're going to record their interests, the categories, and there will be some overlap, and you're going to learn more about what these people actually do, what they're interested in, what they engage in, because the more information you have, the more you can tailor your marketing message that resonates with these people. Okay, that's how you find out what's going on. All right, so the template will be sent to you today, guys. I'll make a note of that now. So I'll send out this template of how you record this information, okay, as you put in your top 10 competitor as seed keywords, okay. So I asked the question, but what's missing? So we found out the market's viable, and now we found out that obviously there is specific places where these people, this hungry crowd of people, actually congregate. They all congregate in these particular areas, these fan pages. But what's missing, guys? So I'm learning the demographic breakdown. I'm learning where they're all hanging out. Yeah, I'm learning that they're obviously hungry for a particular thing. But how do I find that out? How do I know how hungry they are? How do I know they're consuming certain content, consuming offers? Anyone like to tell me how we find that out? Now, I found out they've got an interest in a specific thing, and it's highly targeted. But how do I find out now what they're interested in really, you know, what they're consuming, you know, what they might be, you know, consuming as far as information, content, okay, and information relating to obviously, you know, offers. You know, what are they consuming offer-wise? You know, what are they really buying? Can anyone tell me how we do that now? Cool, there's a few different ways. Yeah, we could look at Amazon and stuff like that. How about we find out for them first what they're consuming before we go out and maybe look to see what people are buying. Remember I said to you before, let's find out what these people want first and then look to give them something. You know, you want to find out what their wants, needs and desires are. Now I can tell you now that if the affinity score is really high, they have a desire for that particular piece of information, that content. And this, you know, ab performance, you know, bodybuilding, supplements and all that, you know, and with supplements and bodybuilding, you know that they're interested in other things like weight training equipment to clothing and all that sort of stuff. But how do we find out specifically what content they're consuming? Let me show you. Okay, so what you do, you guys must have a fan page on Facebook. 2 reasons why you need a fan page. So I'm just going to go over to one of our new niches that we're going into. Okay, so this is one of ours. We're going into superfoods. This is just our site's just about to go live, and then we're going to start advertising ourselves. So in order to advertise on Facebook, you must have a fan page. Okay, so make sure you go and look how you create a fan page. If no one knows how to create a fan page, just Google Facebook fan pages or how to create a Facebook fan page. There's lots of different information out there how you do it. Okay, now fan pages don't cost you anything to set up, and all you need to do is basically base it around your niche. Okay, it can be super niche down if that's what you're doing, or you might go a different level, as in you might go broad. Okay, now ours, we're going into superfoods, but vegan superfoods. There's a difference. So we're going to have to people who want vegan superfoods. So how do we work out basically what is being consumed in our marketplace? Now, it doesn't matter on the fan page and what you do with it. The important thing is that you have one, and all you do is you go into the insights. So I'm going to go into the insights now. So inside your fan page, you can have, you've got these tabs, all right? And one of them is called insights. So what you do is you go into insights. Now, insights is great. It's going to give you all the insightful information about what's going on, people that liked your page, post reach, engagement, all that sexy stuff. But what I really want to get down to, guys, there's an option at the bottom called pages to watch. Pages to watch. And what you're going to do is you're going to plug in all your competitors. Okay, so we've just started doing this. You know, we've just started, but this is the process you go through. You basically add a page. Now, you've just done all the research. You might have 100 pages based on your targeting you've just found where the infinity scores are really high. Okay, you basically put the page in here. So if I put in body building, I can put that in. You know, same as if I want to look at shreds, I could probably find it, shreds. You know, I may find it in there. Okay, so what you do is you plug all those associated pages in here. The reason why you put it in here is this. Let me show you. If you put them in here, you're going to see the level of engagement that they have with the information that they're sharing with their audience. Okay, so if you now click on it, it gives you this week's top 10 posts from that particular fan page. Now guys, look at this information here. Can you see the likes? Can you see the comments? Can you see the shares? Man, this is gold. This is gold, my friend, because 2 reasons. 1, you know that their audience is highly engaged, so you would definitely go after that audience. 2, you know what content they're consuming, so that you can start to produce similar content, because this content is going viral, right? Don't guess what content you've got to come up with. Don't guess it, okay? Actually look in here and start to look at the information, okay? So you can see what's going on. Now, scroll through and start looking at the content, okay? And then what you'll start to see is, 1, the content that they love, and you can go on their pages and check out these threads, guys. That's what you need to do. Is if you go through, you'll start to see patterns of what's going on, okay? So you start to look at the information. So you know that it is highly shared, that they're excuse me, they're consuming the information. So what you're going to do is, 1, you're going to provide the same information or similar information. 2, you know the type of information that this target market respond to. And these are the type of things, you know, that you would start to put in your ads, okay? The content I'm talking about. The type of content these guys are consuming, you want to start using images, okay? And things like that, the same as what these guys. Now, look, what's this here? Let me click on it. What does it tell me? Okay, it goes through to their website. So what can we learn about their website? Yeah? We can start to see why they're getting people to their website. Now, I don't know about you, but I can guarantee they're selling stuff on this website related to that specific niche. Okay? So they're obviously advertising, yeah, and they're selling products. All right? So you can see there they're using contextual text ads. So if anyone clicks on these, it will go through to a particular ad. So they're monetizing in that way. They're monetizing, okay? So you can see exactly how they're monetizing. So that's an important factor, right? You're seeing the content they're sharing, you're seeing the offers they're making their crowd. You know, if we go through and keep looking, let's have a look. What's this one? So you can start to see what's going on, you know. So see ads on their site, and you will find products, and you will find where those products live. Okay, so that's what you do. So you find out what they're selling, what they're offering, and you'll find all sorts of things, guys, as you go through this. You'll find there'll be registrations for events that they've got going on. There might be webinars, there'll be special offers. You know, you're going to be able to see what content people like and what they're consuming. Okay, so you start to record that information. Okay, so if I go in here, Mind Body Green, and have a look here. So before and after photos, look at the shares, guys, you know, and look what's going on. See what they're consuming, see what your target market actually want, you know, and you'll uncover their products. Okay, if I was to go to Mind Body Green and have a look what they're doing, have a look at their website. So 2.7 million people love Mind Body Green, guys. Now if that's your target market, figure out what they're consuming, figure out the products that they're actually, you know, being offered, and then you know roughly what they're actually buying. So that's what you do. So if I look, to get rid of some of these, let's open up their particular page and let's have a look what they do. So you'll start to figure out what they offer, right? So if we looked in there, Mind Body Green, they obviously do courses to some description, and they're selling stuff, guys. They're monetizing through products, they're monetizing through AdSense, they're monetizing through video courses, there's all sorts of stuff. Okay, so you go through and you work out exactly what your target market are consuming. So two reasons, as I said: one, so you can produce similar content; two, because you know exactly what your target market are consuming, and then you're going to produce, you know, ads and content on your Facebook fan page, on your blogs, on your websites, you know, and in your ad creative. Okay, in your ad creative. All right. So, do we have any questions so far? So Kelly, if your Facebook Insights page isn't showing you any pages, you have to find pages that have over 20,000 sort of a fan base. That'll be why, okay? So you need to go through your whole list until you start to find seed keywords that have obviously over 20,000 fans. Facebook doesn't like to show less than 20,000 because it doesn't really give you a demographic profiling for them. So just scanning the questions, guys. So Kelly, on my page Insights page, I see recent posts, but there's nothing below that. Is this in the insights of the actual watching the pages, Kelly? Is that what you're talking about? or are you talking about the audience insights now? So there's the page insights and there's the audience insights. Which insights are you talking about? So how does knowing what other pages' content likes are help you with your own? Because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know their demographic profiling, you know the targeting behind the page, and now you're looking to see what they actually consume. If you start producing similar content, your content is also going to go viral. If it goes viral, you're going to get more people interested in that actually clicking through and becoming a fan of your own page. The other thing it's going to tell you is the type of content they actually click on and engage with that they're interested in. So you will start to see really nice photos and images that you can start to use in your actual ads when you start advertising, because you know that audience actually likes it already. You're going to basically provide them with the same ad type creative, i.e. images. Okay? Alright, you're with me so far, guys? Let's check and see where you are on the mind map and see if I've lifted anything out. Alright, so we've looked at the competitors, we've looked at the audience. Now guys, if you do have an email buyer list already, or if you can acquire an email list as if you bought it from somewhere else, and I'm talking legitimately guys, you know, if you bought it from say a real broker, or you've created that list yourself, or you go into partnership with another company, you can speed up the audience insights of that particular buyer's list. And what you can do is you can export your emails, your buyer emails or phone numbers, and you can import it into Facebook. Okay, so I'll just go back to where we were within the ads platform, and I'm going to show you how you would do that. Okay, and then when you create that list, you can then obviously import it into Audience Insights as a custom list, and because you can do that, you can then, you know, look at the demographic profiling of that particular audience. Okay, so up here we have audiences on the left. I might not get mileage with this account because it's been banned. So yeah, let me choose another one. Just like other people, I've had accounts banned too. So let me choose this ad account. So Kelly, you're saying on your own page insights, you don't see any engagement. You want to make sure that those pages that you're plugging in have decent sized audiences. Okay, and then you will see the information. Okay, so as I said, you need at least 20,000 plus fans on a page before you can start to see the insights. Awesome. So Randall has a question in regards to affinity. I don't understand the affinity. Why wouldn't you always have a very high affinity for the interest that you're selecting for? Because everyone's interest is different, Randall. And what you're trying to do with the affinity score is find the highly targeted groups of people. So the higher the affinity score, the more that these people actually are really, really interested in that particular interest. Okay, that's why we use it. If you use the way I show you, you'll be able to find highly targeted groups of people. Okay. So Lucretia, how do you acquire email lists? Okay, so there are brokers out there called email list brokers. Okay, so you can Google them, okay, and you can find them. Word of warning, you know, you want to look at a particular business that's been around a while, okay, and that actually provides really good email lists. Okay, so you can buy email lists from an email broker. Okay, so you have to do your due diligence, guys, because there's a lot of people out there doing it. I will probably give you a couple that you can maybe use. Okay, so what you do is you get a list. If you have your own list, you export it to a CSV file. Okay, and then in your audiences tab or menu, what you do is you basically create an audience. So create an audience, you're going to do a custom audience, and then you're going to choose basically your customer list. Your customer list, you upload the file. It'll be a CSV file. You click upload the file, put the file in there, and upload the file. Okay, it will take some time depending on the size of your list. Okay, so but you can find it. It will come up in the list. I don't know if I can find one here. So here we've got a couple of done from emails. And you can see there, once you import it, so essentially what Facebook's going to do, guys, is going to cross-reference either the phone number or the email, because phone numbers are unique as is email addresses. So what it's going to do is going to cross-reference that with people that use that email or phone number in their profile, okay? And then it's going to come back and give you a list, okay, an audience list, okay? So once it comes up, once you've imported it, and once it comes up in your audience list here, you can then use that name. So, you know, you call it what you're going to call it, and then when you go back to your audience insights, you will be able to select it to review the information. So when you go back into your audience insights, you will then be able to select it in, so in here, so let this, right, so in here you've got a custom audience. So in here you would then put the name of whatever it is in there, okay? So you just select it, and then it's going to give you all the demographic profiling of those users in your buyers list, right? That's good for two reasons. One, you don't have to guess the actual demographic profiling, and two, you can then target these people, and you can create what's called a custom audience list. You can use this highly targeted group of people, and you can expand and grow and create another list way bigger based on the demographic profile and interest of your first imported lists. Okay, so we're going to get more into that as we go through this program, but essentially that's what you can do with your information. So we've talked about the audience, we've talked about monetization, okay? So we've seen on some of these sites monetization. So if we've gone through and we understood exactly what these people are consuming already, and if we've clicked through on some of the offers of what they're consuming, we have a good idea of the products and offers that these people are consuming. So what do you do next, okay? What do you do next? Well, it's down to products and services. So you already may have some products or services, okay? But you will find out what your actual target market is consuming, yeah? You'll find out what they're consuming. So then you want to come up with similar products or services, or market similar products or services. So how do you find these products or services? So any ideas how we would find these products or services? Anyone tell me? So while you're answering that question, I'm going to look through this information now, okay? So Walter says, how do you keep an ad account from being banned? Good question there, Walter. Firstly, always abide by Facebook's terms of service, okay? They're getting very, very, very stringent on what you're actually advertising on. So, you know, things around things like dating is pretty much no-no these days, as to weight loss stuff as well. So I'm not talking about specific weight loss, I'm talking things about you have all probably heard of Garcinia and stuff like that, you know. So anything that really, if you're making unrealistic claims or you can't prove your claims, pretty much Facebook might take ban you, or so what you need to do is make sure that you're not saying that you can make $1 million overnight. You're not saying that you can lose 35 kilos in 24 hours. Your stuff has to be realistic. You have to abide by the terms of service and other things as well, guys. If you're doing this switch tactic, i.e. you've got an ad and it's a good ad and it takes them to a site, but then the site is completely different to your ad, it's not congruent, Facebook's going to look at that. Facebook is now looking at your whole funnel, so not just your ad. So they'll look at where you're trying to get people to click through. They'll look at your offer, and they're looking for things like, are you a bogus company? Do you have privacy policies and terms of service, returns policies, and all that other stuff that would be included on a proper site? If you don't have that and you're just sending them to a landing page and you're just trying to get their email and stuff like that, and you don't have terms of service and privacy and all the rest of it, chances are your ad will be disapproved. And if you keep getting ads disapproved because you're not meeting the terms of service, they're going to look at that and they're just basically going to give you that email that says, sorry, your ad account has been disabled. So the best thing to do is make sure that you read through Facebook's terms of service and stuff like that, and ensure that you're meeting their guidelines. All right, because the worst thing you want to do is start getting your ads disapproved and then your ad account banned because there's lots of disapproved ads. Okay, essentially what's happening now is Facebook has just also released a thing called the relevance score on ads themselves, and that's really going to be a score that comes into play a lot. So guys, if you follow what I'm showing you relating to finding the engaging content and what people actually consume, then you're going to safeguard that and get a high score on your ads. The higher the score, the cheaper your advertising is going to be. People that don't play the game or try and game the system essentially are going to get their ads shut down, or they're going to get a low relevant score, and therefore they're not going to be getting a share of the traffic, and you're going to win them because you're doing it properly. Okay, so it's a bit like what Google did years ago. It's actually they're starting to think about the end user and the level of engagement or interest that they have. Is it actually worthwhile for the end user what you're trying to deliver? If it is, then your score will be high, okay, and your ads will be cheaper. All right, so let's look now at products and services and the type of areas of where we can maybe look to see what other people are selling and maybe where we can find additional products. So we know our target market, we know what they're consuming, we know what their other offers they're consuming. So now really you've got a good idea of what those offers are, okay, from your competitors and from the audience interests that we've gone through. And your lists will be extensive, it will be long. You will go through this research process and you will find out exactly what they're consuming. So the next thing you want to do is have a look to see where you can find associated products and services. Now you're already going to find their stuff, so it may be over on Amazon, it may be on eBay, it may be on private sites, and you're going to see the types of products and services that these guys are consuming. So where can we head to? Where can we head to find, what's selling as far as products? Now we found the audience, we found their interest, we found what they're hungry for. Now you've got a good idea of what they want. Now let's go and find what they want and give it to them. So first place of call, let's go on over to a few different sites, okay? So the first one is Amazon, okay? Now depending on your niche market and what you're into, just go to Amazon.com and go to the search function here, and if you look and click on this little arrow, you can see all these different categories of areas. Now if you're into wine, click on wine, okay, and then just click go. Okay, don't put a keyword in there, just click go. Okay, Now what it's going to show you is the most relevant and highly sought after information. Amazon's not stupid. You know, they know what they're doing, okay? So they're going to show you the information, okay? So obviously at the top this is featured stuff, so we're not really interested in the featured stuff, but if you look down the left here, you know, it's going to show you other results, and all this information is at your fingertips, so you can start looking by country, yeah? You start looking by customer reviews and even the types of wine. So if I go into red wine and look in there now, we can see this type of information. So we can see, you know, and stuff that's got high reviews, guys, you know, stuff that's got high reviews is obviously selling, and you want to have a look at the reviews. But if you look on a particular product, we look at this particular product, and the same goes for any product. If we look at the product now, okay, and what it'll do is it'll give you a lot of data. So if we scroll down, you can start to learn more about the products, okay? Now, what I want you to look at here is the product details, okay? The product details. So you can see here that, see this Amazon bestseller rank, okay? Now, there are thousands of hundreds of thousands of different things related to wine. This particular wine has got a scoring of 4,333, okay? So we know that that's pretty good, okay? I would say if you look to find stuff that's under the 1,000 mark, yeah, the lower the better. So if you start getting into the 300s and 400s, you know that this is a top product that sells, okay? So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for products now that we know that our market, you know, one, they like, we've worked that out, and two, now we're looking for associated products that they actually consume and buy. And this tells us that information. So let's go out, let's change the category now, let's choose, say, let's go into, someone asked about baby stuff, let's go into baby stuff. So baby and go. Okay, so again, we can break it down as you would. You want to break it down into different areas. So I'm going to go through and look at, let's have a look. So let's go and plug on to, let's look at baby car seats or something, booster car seats. So let's look at that. So we look at the products, okay, and we can see here this one's got 458, 500 views. So let's click on this one. Let's have a look. Okay, scroll through the information and have a look, and what do we see down the bottom? Boom, 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 boom. Where's it gone? Back up. Customer reviews is good. So there's a comparison. Product description. Where are we? Technical details. Frequently bought. I think I've missed it somewhere. Some product information. It's here somewhere. I just can't see it. There's that much information on this listing. It's difficult to see. So the listing will be on here somewhere. So let's go back in and choose another product. Maybe one that I can find the info. So again, I'm struggling to find it. So let me go back. Let's choose another product just in case the baby stuff doesn't have it come up. So let me choose, let's choose women's clothing. So now a few of you are interested in women's clothing. So click that and go. Right, let's choose a particular, let's look at shoes. Was it there, guys? Did I just miss it? Yeah, my eyes are getting, I'm staring at this screen, you know. It's been a long day. So we would choose a particular product. So particular shoes, let's look at boots. And then look at some of these boots. So let's click on this one. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you can see there you actually get these rankings. So that's what you're looking for, guys. So under 1,000 is great. Okay, so we were to click on maybe one of these others with more reviews and see what these rankings are. See, and you want to get it under. So that's essentially criteria. Okay, so if I was to look at something like, let's have a look in health and personal care as a good example. And then let's have a look at weight loss. Just following through an example from before so you get a good idea. Okay. So then up here you've got bestsellers. So let's click on bestsellers for that particular niche. And then we can start to look. So plug on healthcare. So I missed that. I went back. There was actually vitamins and dietary supplements. Here we go. So look at these. So these are the best sellers for this particular area. So if we were to click on, say, this protein one, and then we were to go through and look at, you know, the product area. See here, bestseller rank 33. So you're essentially going to find out what's selling. Okay, so we know the audience, we know what they're interested in, and now you're kind of saying, well, what products do they like? Well, you don't need to guess on the products. So you'd see that they're absolutely interested in this kind of thing because the product listing means it's doing extremely well. And for something to have a score of under 1,000, they are selling thousands. Okay, so that's how you tell. So that gives you an idea of products. Okay, the other thing you can do, you can use watch.count. Watch.count. So I'm just going to put this in the chat for you guys. So watch.count, send to all. Okay, so what you can do, if you know your specific niche, then put in your keywords. So if you're going into the dog niche or the cat niche, just put it in. Select your country that you're going after, and then show me what's popular. So this is actually using eBay. So it's the same as Amazon, but what we're doing now is we're using eBay to find out specifically what they are actually spending money on. Now Amazon, they're spending money here based on the actual product seller rank, and then eBay, we're actually seeing what they're watching. The more people that are watching a given item, and look at past sales. If past sales is higher than the actual watch list, then this is hot selling. So this gives you another idea of potential products, okay? Potential products that you can obviously look to acquire and fulfill and actually give and sell to your audience. So if we were to look here now, so look at this one here. They've sold over 10,000 units and people, you know, 1,763 people are watching. So let's go and have a look at that. So that gives you an idea of a product. Okay. And these are physical products, guys. You know, the same applies for services. Once you know your research and what's selling, you'll find where people are going to. You'll find out So a service is a good example. So they might be selling it as a software as a service, or they might be actually productizing it into a package. And you're going to learn that from all your research, so that then you can start to put together your own product packages in the same way. It's the same with actual physical products, you know. It's the same with actual, maybe if you're an affiliate, you'd find out what's selling and you'd find an associated offer to then give to your target audience. So you're just bridging the gap. That's all you're doing here. You're bridging the gap of what they want to what you can provide them with, okay? So cool. Are you following with me so far, guys? Can you see my screen? And you're with me so far? I know it's a long session, but this is the whole point. I want to go through this stuff with you. Yep. Awesome. So if you're missing this or need more, you've got the replay. I'm recording this, okay? So we can see here, guys, this is a vintage sexy cat girl crystal rhinestone long necklace retro women's chain pendant. Okay. Price is $1.25. Now I know that you could probably sell this for 20 bucks. Okay. You found the audience. Okay. Now you found an associated product. All right. So this is essentially what you do. All right. Now we know stuff that is classed as vintage or it's retro, you know, and stuff like that sells quite well. So you can use this tool to go through and give you a good idea of what people are actually spending money on. And all you're going to do then is basically offer similar related products, similar related services around what your hungry crowd actually consume. Okay? You're going to tie the two together. You're going to bridge the gap. So this is one example. Okay? So there's two ways that you can actually maybe get something similar to this product. Okay, you can use what's called an arbitrage method. Okay, which essentially means you contact these people. Okay, and you say, look, I'd like to sell your product. What's the wholesale pricing? Okay, and can you fulfill it for me? And chances are you're going to come across people that will, and you'll get better rates. Now, when you start out, guys, you want to use that method. You want to test the market first. You don't go to a wholesaler and go, give me 500 pieces of vintage sexy cat crystal rhinestone long necklace retro pendants. Okay, you don't do that. You look to maybe test the market first. You know your margins. You know, if you're going to like sell this for like $9.95, yeah, it only costs you $1.25. So you can test the market first and make sure this stuff sells. All right. Another place you can go is you can look at Etsy. This again will tell you all sorts of things related to physical products. So all you would do is put in Etsy.com and in the search box, best selling items. And that's going to give you a long list of items that you can look at, that you can see. Right? The other thing you can do, if you've got a given niche, let's say I'm in the gaming niche, which we are, if I was to put in, say, Call of Duty, you know, and search, it's going to give me a long list of ideas for products. Okay? So I can then approach these people and say, hey, also if you go into t-shirts, it's going to give you ideas for t-shirt designs based on what people are selling. So if you to click through on any of these items, if we click through here on this Call of Duty clock, you know, you can see feedback's had 87 views. Okay, now I'm sure somewhere, yes, there's the views down here, I'm missing it. So you look at the views, you see what people are saying, is it a good product? And then the shipping information as well. So on the page, you can contact and ask a question of the seller. Okay, so you can see that you can contact these people, or if you know that you've tested the market and you can, know a particular product does well, then obviously you can go to places like AliExpress. There's another area where you can see what's selling, weekly is selling. Okay, now AliExpress is essentially the retail outlet of Alibaba. Okay, so one thing they're doing here is they're telling you what's selling. Yeah, So that gives you another indication of stuff that's selling, that you can actually then maybe go into those products or services and actually sell the same stuff. There's another couple of resources here for you. Obviously, there's one on Etsy called Trending. So if you go etsy.com/trending, you can see what's currently trending on Etsy, i.e. is selling a lot of stuff. Okay, and you can go through and find stuff that you could potentially sell. Okay, remember, you want products that are already selling. All right, that's the name of the game, they're already selling. And then you can see all the information on a product, and you can see who to contact, and then look to do a deal, okay, to get them to fulfill the product for you. You know, start small, scale big. Okay, so there's another resource here. This is a great resource, Handmade Eology. Okay, it's got a list on there of the top sellers, you know, for the whole of 2014. So that gives you a good idea of stuff that's selling. I'm going to put that in the link there so you can see that. Okay, and let's take a look. So there is lots of information on Etsy, eBay, and stuff that you can look at. So this is another great resource, craftcount.com. I'm going to put that in the resource there for you too. So if you want to look at stuff that's handcrafted. Now the other thing, you see these tabs, guys? Top seller by category. If you do that and then click in there and then click on a given area, okay, and click on a given area. So let's click on, let's say, jewelry. It takes a while to populate. So there you go. It's going to tell you the top sites, and look, it tells you the sales, how many sales they've made. All right, so you might go, right, I'm going to have a look at this, you know, this particular one, and then you can look at Apple Latte. Now they're making a killing on sales, guys. All right, if you look there, 80,000 sales on that particular Etsy store, so you're on the money. Okay, you know what they've sold. All right, so if you go into that particular area, you can contact them, look to do some sort of deals. Okay, you only need to contact them and ask them, say, hey, look, I'm interested in, you know, what you're doing, some fantastic, you know, products you got there. Can you potentially look after doing drop ship and fulfillment for me, and can you give me a wholesale price? Okay, and the thing is, people don't ask, and if you don't ask, you don't know. Okay, so that's essentially what you're doing. So that's from a physical point of view, but from a service point of view or an information point of view, you would have learned what your competitors, and through the research of clicking through and see what people, content and offers they're consuming, you'll know what they're interested in. Okay, so then you'll need to obviously productize your particular service in that particular way. Okay, all right guys, so I'm just going to refer back to my keynote. So we've looked at Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, and obviously we've discussed briefly about fulfillment. Okay, now if you sell information products, or if you sell digitalized products, then there's a few different marketplaces that you can go to. Okay, so one of them you can go to is ClickBank. All right, so the other thing you do is just do affiliate networks, and then you may just do your particular niche. Okay, so if I was to say affiliate network wine, okay, it may come up and tell me that people are doing affiliate type products with wine, and it's no different for your specific niche market. Okay, now there's quite a few different digital networks out there. So like here, Wines That Rock, you can apply to obviously, you know, become a wine affiliate and sell their wine. Okay, as an example. Same as, it doesn't matter, it can be t-shirts, it can be all sorts of different products. you know, you would search for your particular affiliate network. So if you just want affiliate networks, you can look for affiliate networks. Same as you can find CPA networks. So here are the top 20 affiliate networks where you can find other people's products to sell. Okay, so one of the biggest digital ones is obviously ClickBank. Yeah, so obviously you can sell people's affiliate products, products as an affiliate for Amazon. ShareASale is a big one, you know, and then you get into the other ones. Okay, so one of the biggest ones that people are aware of is ClickBank. So we can go into ClickBank. So if you don't have a product and you want to sell someone else's products, now ClickBank is one of the biggest. There are quite a few. So basically you can go into the marketplace, you know, create an account. Doesn't cost you anything to get an account with, say, ClickBank. And then they go into every single different demographic. So if at this point you still don't know how you can actually create your own product or productize your service, then go into these and have a look. You know, if I go into cooking, food and wine, okay, and I can have a look. So if I want to look at this, 4 offers fat burning kitchen, anti-aging foods, you know, so that's a product, so you don't have to create your own product. So what you can do is you can basically open that up, have a look to promote it, you put in your details and it'll give you a link, and then you can share that link, you know. So but then you can look through at the actual product. So go and have a look. You know, at this point, if you're thinking of productizing or putting together your own products, then don't reinvent the wheel, guys. Have a look. This is their sales page. This is the sales information. This is everything they're telling you about their product. Yeah? You know, don't reinvent the wheel. Have a look and see what's selling. Now, to tell you, on ClickBank, to give you an insight, anything that has a high gravity score, okay? See the gravity here? It's like 254. That means it's selling, guys. Anything over essentially 50 on gravity means that that product's selling. All right. So you can promote that product. You already have found the audience. Now found the product relating to the audience. Okay. So and you can also, you know, become an affiliate. So you may get 50% or higher on the actual affiliate, you know, promotion on this, the money you make. But you can also look at your given niche, of business and investing, you know, so there's products in there. So this one has a high gravity over that. So, and all you would do is basically sell that particular product to your hungry crowd. So you can do it from your fan page and you can do it from your ads, okay? So that's one place to go. So the other place to look is if you want to find products in the CPA. I don't do CPA these days. Okay, so you can put CPA networks, and again, you can find lots of different networks that you can join where you can start selling other people's products. Okay, so that's pretty much how you can take, you know, a product and monetize that product to your hungry market. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, there are products out there that people have already created, you know, that are selling well. You can start to offer that to your hungry market. Okay, so, and as I said, the last thing I wanted to cover was obviously becoming an affiliate, where you can be an affiliate from those ad networks, create a relationship with the actual product owner, and then start selling it. And they will give you a lot of helpful information. They'll even give you marketing information, swipes, you know, banner ads, you know, they'll give you all sorts of information that they've got available to them, you know, which they know that they convert. So they'll even give you things like creative and ad copy, you know, to help you along your way. And as I said, the last method is arbitrage. So that's simply where you find out what is selling well and you contact those people that have those products. You don't need to go and buy 500 products from China, you know, to get started. You just start small, you make sure you get, you know, people buying, and then you look to scale. Okay, so that's essentially it. So question time. Give me your questions. So I'm going to scan through now and cover questions I've missed. Thank you guys. Yeah, I missed out on the Amazon listings and the product stuff with the actual seller ID. So thanks for pointing that out. Okay. Yep. So how do you get a new Facebook ad account fast? So if you've had an ad account banned, all right, there is a process that you can go through to basically appeal on the decision. Now, there is a support number, and there is a particular support ticketing system you can use. And essentially, you want to appeal the decision, okay? Now, you have to be legit, you know? If you're doing bogus stuff and just burning through accounts, you know, then you will essentially get banned. That's the way it is. But if, however, you're not doing anything wrong and you've been banned, you know, and it's not anything to do with you or your fault, then you can appeal, and chances are you can get it back. Okay. On the other hand, if you can't get it back, or you know, sometimes the process can take weeks or months, then essentially you can set up a new ad account. You know, you will have to use other information, so you might use you know, the credit card information from your wife or your sister or your brother or whoever. You know, there are ways around it if you want to do that. The other thing I learned a few weeks ago is I know one of my students who had their ad account banned, and they actually moved over and created a new business ads manager account and linked their old account to it, and then they were allowed to do ads again. So you can maybe look to use that tactic. Okay, so all right, so let's check some of the questions. No worries, Anthony. Glad you loved it, mate. So yeah, so AliExpress and Alibaba are two places. AliExpress is the retail side of Alibaba, okay, and this will be coming, will be getting bigger and bigger over this year. I reckon this is going to be a big player this year. So as I said, you can find lots of different categories of items on there, and then again, same arbitrage method. Contact the actual owner, ask them if they provide wholesale pricing, and look to do a deal to get started. Okay, look to do a deal to get started. So that's all you need to do. All right, that's the arbitrage method, and you can do this on eBay, you can do this on Amazon, you can do this on AliExpress. And then when you've got that working, guys, then you want to get out, you know, once you're spending money and making quite a few orders, then you want to source basically you know, wholesale from maybe larger establishments like Alibaba as being one of them. Okay, so did you have any more questions? So Rob, yeah, so just to, yeah, Rob, so anything that has an uppercase letter at the beginning of a word is classed as a broad keyword. That is a seed keyword, okay? You start off with them, okay? So it doesn't have to be your top 10 competitors. As long as it's a keyword and it's a broad keyword and it's in your associated niche, you can start with that keyword. That's a seed broad keyword to begin with, and then you drill through level 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. in that way. Okay. So Rudy, you have an FB page selling sport merchandise with 2K plus fans and 800 plus email leads. I just got tired with the supplier and wants to move on to another niche. What do you think? Well, firstly, you know, if you have something that's already working, why don't you just expand on it? Why don't you just source other merchandise for your target market? If you've already got a fan base, start asking them what they really like, you know? It could be that you start posting specific content and they start to engage with it. That'll give you one way of knowing what they really like. Or if you do actually have email leads, then send them an honest email asking them. This is what people don't get. You have a buyer's list. Nurture the relationship with your buyer list. Get them to actually tell you what they really want. And then your job is simple. You just give it to them. Yeah? People always go out of their way to find new customers. And what you should be doing is earning more money from the customers you've got. So yeah, we have to get new customers, but really the profit's in the back end. The profit's in the list that you have. So yes, you want to grow that list, but you should be making more money out of the existing list and customers you have. That's where the biggest windfalls are going to come from, okay? Nurture that list, build that relationship, and get them to tell you what they want, and then sell it to them, okay? So how do you locate people looking to buy a house? Okay, well, the same process applies, Robert. Where do these people currently go for that type of information? Who would be the top 10 in that market? Okay, now for me it would be in Australia it would be REWA or realestate.com and people like that. Then think of it, well, where do the people go then? Do they go to a specific agent, or a specific agency, a realtor, That's where you need to start your research, finding out where these people currently consume the information from, and then drilling into that. Now remember, if you reverse engineer where these people advertise, you're going to find out those true areas of where the traffic's really coming from, and that's where you start your research from. Okay, just in the same methods I've shown you today, but that's what you need to do first. You need to come up with this top 10 list, and then you reverse engineer where the traffic's coming from, and then you find out where they are on Facebook. Okay, so it could be that you're looking for people that are wanting to buy investments. Now I know there's people killing it, actually looking and advertising investment properties on Facebook. Okay, so that's essentially how it is. All right, so that's how you do it. So we are good. So more information on the last technique of getting a new Facebook account. So you have a profile, okay? So your sister, brother, uncle, whoever family member has a profile. When you create an ad account, you associate that ad account to basically a credit card, okay? So you would basically get an account that way. And inside the Business Ads Manager, you can add additional people to be admins of that particular ads account. So they can add you, okay? And then you can therefore start advertising again. Or like I said, you actually associate your personal account with the new Business Facebook Ads Manager, and then you may be able to also basically, advertise in that way, okay? So I think that explains that one. Yes, the CPA stuff, Felix, it does work. It depends on the CPA offer, and it comes down to really, your ad going off to the particular landing page. Now, Facebook are cracking down on it. So if you're just basically out to capture people's contact information, and you're making unrealistic claims to get people to give you their information, chances are, you won't fly very, very long. That's essentially what I mean by that. If, however, you send people to what's called a sandwich page, like a pre-sales page, and you actually deliver value, and on that page you have links to your CPA offers, then obviously that would work okay. Okay, that's essentially what a lot of people are doing now, you know, especially in these areas around dating and weight loss and those type of offers. They're having sales pages or pre-sale pages, sandwich pages to basically, you know, to get their ads approved. So I've answered that. Yep, Robert, so start basically on the whole method I've shown you today and then get into the research information on Facebook, okay? That's essentially what you do. If you get stuck, my friend, just get in the VIP community and ask questions there and we can help you out. Yep, you can transform a normal account into a business account, Felix. It's pretty straightforward. It actually shows you on the page, you know, once you go to it. So unless there are any other questions, I'm going to finish up today, guys. It's now 1 p.m. We've been going for just over 3 hours. A marathon session it's been. I believe I've done my job today. I've delivered to you guys, and I appreciate you all being here. And if you do have additional questions, then ask them in the VIP community. Also, make sure you hit up Michelle McKay so she can also check in with you and see how you're going, okay? If anyone's stuck, get in the community and ask questions, okay? Put your hand up and ask questions. It's what it's all about, my friends. It's what it's all about. You know, we want to help you. So today, just to recap, and this is your homework, guys, if you haven't gone through and chosen your niches and you haven't gone through and everything that we've done with the methods that we've gone through today, you need to do it, okay? Before we get into the next module where we really get more insightful information on the intelligence, we dive again into the audience insights, we go through that whole seed method again. I want to see you guys have all the information, and by the end of the next session, you are pretty much ready to start doing ads, okay? So do your homework and get it all ready so that you've got all this information ready to go, okay? So it's important, guys, make sure you do it so that no one gets left behind, okay? Choose your niche market, do all the research all the way through to finding potential products or packaging of your services ready to go. So I'm signing off, guys. It's been a pleasure being here with you, and we will see you in the VIP community. Until next week, take care. God bless.